got Victor Concepcion back in. Thank you for coming in again, brother. Really appreciate it.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday.
It's good to be back.
You going to meat market tonight?
I will.
That is like, what, the gem of networking pretty much around here?
It is, especially this time of year. Now season's coming around. You got Thanksgiving around the corner. Meat market has some of the best happy hours. But for networking, yes, there's the who's who of people there. Very, very affluent crowd. Really sharp-looking people. But it's a really great time. Good atmosphere. The food can't go wrong as well. So it's a great time. Our Thursday night parties are always pretty good. Our dinner parties, we've always got great entertainment. Like I said, I mean, there's we have a very strong happy hour prior to that people attend, but we tend to hold the fort down and give everybody a good experience.
Every time I go there, I see celebrities there. Every time.
Yeah.
What's the biggest celebrity you've seen in there? Because when you think of meat market, you think like you're going to a meat market. When I first heard of it, I actually thought it was a meat market.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different musicians that go there. Obviously, a lot of politicians. Basically the whole Trump family shows up whenever they want to show up. A lot of NFL players. But I mean, it's at any given Thursday or any other day, there's always a major, sporting actor, actors or athletes. I mean, I've seen a lot of different NFL players there.
Who is the NBA guy we saw there, or I saw there?
John Wallace?
John Wallace. Yeah, so John Wallace.
John Wallace has been there. Tom Brady's been there.
Tom Brady's been there?
Gronk has been there. Yeah.
Before the divorce.
Derek Jeter was there. Derek Jeter actually was there a few months ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you talk to him?
No, but I saw him. But
yeah.
He's probably the biggest.
Does he look small? Small in person?
No, not really.
He's really that size? Yeah, that was when baseball was fun.
Yeah, that's when it was, right? Well, hey, I mean, what do you call it? Aaron Judge kind of made it fun for a little bit there. Well, depending on what team you're on, but still, I mean, for like the longest of time, everybody frowned upon the home runs with the steroids and all that, and with him going after Maris's record and Babe Ruth's record of 61, 62, and was able to do it. I thought he had a shot at 70, 75, but he went through that little drought. But I thought that was exciting. It was good to see, someone. It's been a while since someone can hit the ball that hard. I think since Stanton, when Stanton was playing with the Marlins.
And this World Series was good.
Yes.
I actually watched it. I haven't watched baseball in years, but this World Series, even though, I don't know what the fuck happened with them. I thought they were going to win for sure.
Astros are tough.
Yeah, Astros are, yeah. Besides reading signs, yeah, they're good.
Cheaters.
Those cheaters. I mean, they're there every year. Doesn't matter. I mean, when is Verlander going to retire?
How much did they spend a year? What do you think their salary is that they're paying out a year? Is it like Yankees type of money that they're spending?
No, not as much. But when the Yankees thought they got Cole over, they thought that was who they needed. Shit, they should have gone after Verlander.
Yeah,
I can't. Can you comprehend how much these guys make? I mean, we had Lenny Dykstra in 2 weeks ago. And he's so pissed about the money that they're making now.
Yeah, well, I mean, A-Rod was the one that first started that. He's the pioneer. I mean, he's the guy that came in with that ridiculous deal from Texas.
Yeah, remember he got that
Seattle.
140?
Yeah, and then from there, then all these other guys made look like peanuts. But I mean, this baseball playoffs, I mean, it was an odd one because all the favorites were getting knocked out early. I mean, only Houston. It got to the point where it was either the Houston-New York winner was pretty much going to win it all. But in the NL, like all the top dogs were getting ousted in the first round. So, I mean, I wonder if the media markets are MLB was kind of getting worried because of who do we have playing left? I mean, obviously you got Houston or New York, but then on the other end, but it turned out pretty good. I mean, Philly's a good, very attractive market.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy.
I was hoping they'd win. I mean, I cheer against anybody against Houston. I'm a Yankees fan, so I got my personal reasons.
And to recap, the Super Bowl that you were involved in with the event planning, which one was that and what year?
That was 2020.
Oh, that was only
when all this chaos happened. Yeah,
Chiefs and
49ers.
That was a good one to be a part of that.
Yeah,
event planning.
That was a great one. I mean, little did we know what was going to happen, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a great one. I mean, it was two great teams. Being able to run that NFL live experience at Bayfront Park, it was 140,000 acres. That was a great experience. Yeah.
Congratulations on that as well.
Thanks.
Again,
isn't it amazing though what they've done down there at the Hard Rock with the racetrack now? And I mean, it's just become like a haven for entertainment now.
Yeah, I mean, they've Stephen Ross, he made it a point. He said like 4 or 5 years ago that he wanted to make sure that the Hard Rock Stadium was going to be a world-class venue for events, and the man is stuck by it.
Yeah.
So
he's
done
did
everything. I mean, the city told him he couldn't expand outside of the stadium. He said, "No worry, I got enough real estate within my stadium that I can just build a track around it." So I mean, he did. So I mean, I'm curious as to see as though what other venues or what other sporting events he's going to have there to host. I mean, obviously the World Cup is coming there another 4 years from now. Always entertaining.
They're doing the World Cup there.
Yeah, it's one of the sites.
Holy shit.
It's one of the sites.
Wow, that's
so
huge. They're
going to do it kind of like how they did it back in 1994, I think, where when the World Cup was here in the United States, they had it in Orlando, Chicago, L.A. Miami wasn't one of the cities that was able to be a hosting site, but I remember that's how they're planning on doing it. So they're going to spread it out, and Miami won one of the venues. So they'll be one of the host venues.
Imagine the traffic then.
Yeah.
The World Cup. Oh,
I mean, yeah. So 2026, that's when that's going to come back. But I mean, outside of hosting big fights, I mean, they've had Mayweather there. Bad Bunny, been there.
Yeah.
So I mean, they pretty much host anything. I mean, anything that can make money and is attractive. But
now, being that you're in the event scene and doing all these big time things, if you compare the way it was in 2020, what steps do you think they're taking now for Super Bowl 23 with the security, with all the bullshit going on? If being that you've been through it, what changes do you think that they're going to make this year to make it more, I guess, secure or whatever the hell? Where's it at this year?
Los Angeles, one of them.
It was in L.A.
Oh boy,
it was in L.A.
Oh, Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, well, COVID actually helped them, in some ways. I mean, it depends on who you talk to. But, I mean, because, with that added extra security, even though many places were understaffed, venues understaffed. But security was already heightened already. So, I mean, COVID really kind of helped them out. That was one of the positives, if anything, for an event like that. But with like places like Arizona, Dallas, like SoFi, so these newer stadiums, I mean, even though Arizona's not a new stadium, but it's still considered one of the nicer ones, they've already, I mean, they know what they have to put in place to make everybody feel like it needs to be safe, safe environments. I mean, clearly there's new variants out there. People are still getting sick, but as far as to putting together those events, I mean, when we did it back in 2020, or even just working the game, right? You have to get up like 5 a.m, you get to the stadium, you park somewhere not even close to the stadium, take these school buses, and then you got to go through like 20 checkpoints, like security checkpoints.
And this is 2020.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the Super Bowl is no joke. I mean, they really, really, have tightened security for that. I mean, you're not getting in with anything at all. I mean, I remember where I was at, I saw maybe like 50 guys and snipers come in, like, armed, ready to go.
So they probably got 300 this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's but they do a phenomenal job.
Now, what do you think about the censoring shit? Because they're going to be real careful, I would assume, who they put at halftime, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to put some...
I think it's Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Really?
I think they announced it already. Yeah.
Well, they've been doing a better job each year, So, I mean, this last event that they did, they had like every who's who rap star there was, right? Like from 50 Cent to Snoop Dogg. And
I was pretty shocked. I thought they would have like a very neutral,
Dr. Dre, I think.
Yeah, I didn't think. After. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the NFL, I mean, great product as far as what's on the field that plays. Now, political involvement, maybe a step away from that.
Yeah.
And it's just, come on. I mean, I still see things on the field, on the helmets, on the goalposts, and it's kind of like, hey, man, I don't need someone reminding me. I get it. There's issues in the world. I understand. World peace. Yeah, okay, great. I don't need something visually to remind me every day. You already got your teachers doing that anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, depending, so why? I mean, it's
like that's the time when people go to have fun. This episode is brought to you by Let's Get Checked. Are you the man your father was? Recent studies have shown that men's testosterone levels have dropped substantially since the 1980s at about an average of 1% per year. Think about how old your father was when he was born. For example, if he was 30, your testosterone levels could be 30% lower than his. Low testosterone levels can have all type of health effects on men. It can affect your mood, sex drive, memory, muscle mass loss, you name it. And yes, low testosterone is more common the older you get, but it can affect men at any age. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in a discreet packaging with next-day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. So, if you want to test your hormone levels without having to leave your home, visit trylgc.com/MSCS Media and get 25% off your test using the code MSCS Media. The link is in the description at the top. This episode is sponsored by Aurora. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is? For years, this crime rate has been surging and affecting millions of Americans. I'm talking about identity theft, and there's a new victim every 14 seconds. Yet despite this, those who have had their identity stolen are often shocked when it happens. That's why I'm excited to partner with Aurora, who is sponsoring this video. Aurora is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all into one easy-to-use app. Their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. Protect you and your family from America's fastest growing crime. Try Aurora for free for 2 weeks and see if you or anyone in your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial today. Go to aurora.com/MSCS. The link is in the description below. On or watch it and get away from all the bullshit, but yet it's just everywhere.
On the basketball courts is the worst. NBA is worse than that.
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, I understand, I'm not saying it's bad or not. I don't need to be reminded.
Who's your pick to be in the Super Bowl?
Well, when you asked me this before, my pick is just terrible now. I was hoping you weren't going to ask me this.
I was. Who's going to be in it?
Man, Tampa sucks. I don't know what happened to them. Their defense just, letting Tom Brady down.
Yeah, but he's got to be going upstairs saying, look, I'm getting hit way too much. You guys got to do something. Just like they did the first year he went. He got crushed the first half of the season, and then he went nuts, and then they got him some protection, and then they won.
Right. I mean, in the AFC, obviously, if Josh Allen can stay healthy, that's the team. I mean, that defense is just blazing nasty, but offensively, I mean, it all comes down to him. I mean, he's got the weapons, but I still like the Ravens. I still like the Ravens because even though they're banged up a little bit, but they got a really soft schedule to end the season. Lamar Jackson hasn't had to use his legs a lot. He's got Mark Andrews. That's all he needs is Mark Andrews. I mean, if you gotta like guard that guy, he's pretty much gonna, Jackson's gonna be able to call his number. He doesn't really need a stud running back. There's just enough guys there. But that Ravens D is actually, once it's healthy, I think it can carry itself for the rest of this, for the remaining part of the season. And then it just depends on who they play. Patriots are looking pretty solid. The Jets, I don't know where they came from. Yeah. The Dolphins. The Dolphins also, they're starting to look really good. Tua, he's putting up some serious stats. He's starting to live up to that billing that, people had. I guess you can't discount the Dolphins. I thought the problem with the Dolphins was when they faced the Bills, I thought they beat the crap out of each other. And I was surprised by how many steps back the Dolphins took from that game, and the Bills still hung around. Like it was like they were just physically beat. They gave everything they had when they won that game here in Miami, and then they were just toasted. And then Tua gets hurt. And then, of course, they go through a couple games where they lose, but now you got the Dolphins coming back again, playing like the team that actually challenged the Bills. You got Tyreek Hill, who's his yards. He has more yards than 9 NFL teams receiving corps combined.
I was just going to say, isn't it
9? That's just nuts. Ridiculous. And Waddle's not too far behind,
Haymakers.
Yeah. So I guess, you know what? The Dolphins have a legitimate shot. I think you've got the Ravens, Dolphins, and Bills. Those are my 3 best teams in the AFC. And you know, I still like the Ravens. I really do. I like Lamar. I'm just believing in Lamar Jackson. I just think something's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid. But
so Ravens and who?
Eagles.
Oh, you just made his day.
Eagles.
Who do you think will be?
I mean, I'm a Giants fan, and my Giants are a deceptive 7-2 team.
Deceptive.
Yes, they are.
I'm going to be quite honest with you on that 7-2.
Yes.
But the Eagles have it all. I mean, yeah, they lost to the Redskins, but that was just a terrible game. I mean, I have
Commanders, not
the Commanders.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, they'll always be that to me. But
Me too. Fuck
the Commanders.
Commanders, the Washington
That's like
team.
the Cleveland Galaxians or whatever. Whatever.
I can't even watch it. When I see that, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
Every time I see the helmet, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they just, they didn't use Miles Sanders like they normally do, and they got a great team. Jalen Hurts is phenomenal.
I'll tell you what.
Devontae Smith. I mean, A.J. Brown. I mean, dude, that team is just it's nasty. They should have never lost that game. But hey, if you're going to lose a game, get it out of the way. Yep. You start building, towards the rest of the season. So I like the Eagles. I like everything I see about the Eagles. They're solid.
You know who I feel real bad for is Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
that fucking coach needs to go.
Yeah.
They're not letting him do anything. They're calling stupid plays. I mean, they're just destroying him.
It seems like after all the stuff he had with when he was on Rogan and all the stuff that he said, it's almost like
they have like a vendetta.
Hate to go down the conspiracy theory route, but almost like they're fucking him purposely to be like, get out, see ya, bye.
But he wanted out, and they wouldn't trade him. Remember, he wanted out 2 years ago, and they wouldn't trade him because they. How do you not let Aaron Rodgers call an audible? I mean, he's right there with fucking Brady.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the team around him.
Yeah.
I mean, he always says all the right things. He goes on those. I watch some of those YouTube channels where he gets on and talks, and
he's a cool dude.
He says all the right things, even despite losing. He says, "Oh, we're gonna turn around, But they beat the Cowboys, and I mean, in his mind, he thinks he can turn it around by any means necessary with what he's willing, or allowed to work with.
That's so crazy.
So what he
Aaron
can do,
Rodgers is allowed to work with.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So he, but he's still a fighter. I mean, he, wants to make the best of it. I mean, he doesn't have many years left.
So you think my boy Brady has no shot?
Nah, that's done.
All right. Who's your pick?
So I've been at the beginning of the season, before the season started, of course, I picked my Eagles like I always do. But I think I'm still going to stick by the Birds, and I have a toss-up in my head. And sometimes I just think, so I think Andy Reid would be amazing to see a Super Bowl. Chiefs, Eagles, Andy Reid versus the Eagles.
Ooh.
I keep thinking that somehow that could happen. And then the other one in my head, I went to the Dolphins. They had a joint practice in August with the Eagles. And I was like, man, Dolphins, Eagles, like crazy offenses. I wouldn't count the Dolphins out. I think if Tua stays healthy, they got that offense, their defense they built up. And the Eagles signed Ndamukong Suh today, so they added to their defensive line today.
Get out of here.
1-year deal.
Well, that Bradley Chubb guy, I saw him in person. I was at the Cleveland game.
What's he look like in person?
Oh, I should have given you one of these pictures, by the way. I just decided to cheer for Cleveland. Sorry, Dolphin fans.
Oh, I saw your picture on Instagram.
Oh, man. Listen, every lady took a picture of the back of my shirt. The front of the shirt, it said Deshaun effing Watson. And in the back, it says, bitch, I need a massage.
Great. Now you got 3,000 of those running around everywhere.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun. I mean, these Dolphin fans are going nuts, right? There's a funny story. So the Dolphin fans are talking shit. I'm sitting right next to them. And this one guy goes, where's Deshaun Watson to save you? Where's Deshaun Watson to save you? He must have said this on and on and on. And of course, they're beating the crap out of them, right? It's like Bradley Chubb looks like a beast. I mean, I'm like thinking to myself, damn, this is a badass acquisition they got right here. I mean, I've never seen him in person, heard of him, seen a few highlights from the Broncos, but never like this. But this is worth every penny. But anyways, this fan is just talking smack. I mean, just not directed to me, but
in general.
So finally, some people are chanting, where's Watson? Where's Watson? And I got up and I said, I'm right here. I'm like with my shirt on. And the guy goes, oh, I turn around. And the person that I'm with, let me backtrack. The person when I'm with, I wasn't even thinking. We'd been drinking. And I'm whipping out my calculator. I'm going, what's 1972 minus 2022? My friend starts laughing. He's, Victor, it's 50. And I go, oh, yeah, that's right. He's like, why? And I go, watch this. So they keep talking smack. Finally, they're like, where's Deshaun Watson? I stand up, and I'm like, kind of like The Rock. All right,
give us the rock. You got to give us the rock.
Jabroni.
Give us the rock.
Finally,
the whole way.
Rock has come back to MSMC Media.
MSCS.
Oh,
Got to do it again. Got to do it again. It's a ritual.
Tongue twister.
That's right. MSMC Media.
MSCS. It's a ritual.
Yeah, how did I screw that up?
MSCS Media.
Oh, yeah, MSMC.
It's a tongue twister.
Got to do it again. It's a ritual.
MSCS Media.
Oh, that was all right. I'll let you off.
Come on.
I think it's going to be Ravens Eagles.
So, anyways, this is where it gets really good, right? Gets really, really good. So, I turn around, look at the guy, and I go, seriously, you're talking all this shit? I go, what have the Dolphins done in the last 50 years? They haven't done crap. And I was like, guy's looking at me, he goes, what? Because you have no right to talk anything. I was like, Cleveland hasn't won anything ever, I looked at him and I said, "Oh, contraire mon frere, I am not a Cleveland fan." I go, "I am a Giants fan." And I go, and I have whipped, many asses for the last 20 years. In fact, we have 3 Super Bowl rings and actually 2 against Tom Brady. One of them to preserve your ass. Yeah. I don't want to say what I really said. I go, your ass of a undefeated record. Thank you very much. So guess what? I can wear purple. I can wear green. I can wear Uranus of any color right now. But you know why? Because I'm Deshaun fucking Watson. And when I was done, I go, bitch, I need a massage.
Right there it is, right on the back.
I was like, man, I'm so tired. Bitch, I need a massage. I was like, but everybody was laughing because there are Cleveland fans everywhere. But when people were saying this, dude, it looked like a wrestling skit because people were saying Deshaun fucking Watson when I said it.
So, oh, shit.
Yeah. So it couldn't have been, scripted any better. But everywhere I went, the bitch, I need a massage, I was stopped by so many ladies. Can I get a picture of your shirt? Not me, the back of my shirt. Not the front of the shirt, the back of the shirt.
Next time you got to put it on the front.
Yeah, dude. It caught a lot of attention everywhere. I mean, people were walking up, man. Football fans everywhere were just like loving the shirt. Like it was great.
I could see it.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit before we went on about psychedelics. What's your opinion on the microdosing and all that other stuff? Do you think it's good, bad? Do you know people that do it?
I mean,
what have you heard about it?
I don't know much of the side effects in the sense of like, are people getting headaches and stuff like that, or how you're feeling the next day? Are you tired? But I do know that it's a very trending thing right now with people. The microdosing mushrooms. There's even a mushroom energizer drink that doesn't obviously give you the visuals, but it extracts part of the mushrooms and it gives you that organic high that you would get in microdosing. It's actually out now. I was at a crypto event and I think it was Odyssey something, and I tried it, and I tried that, and it gave you really good energy, and there was no coming down part like if you took an energy drink, the microdosing itself. I mean, clearly with anything, if you don't abuse it, you'll be fine, But I mean, it's not like this kind of mushrooms or the shroomings that they do are not like the psychedelic type that you're seeing visuals and like hallucinating.
Right.
This is just more like it just gives you a pep in your step. You've got some energy. I mean, if you abuse it a little, you'll be like Limitless, dude. You'll be like Bradley Cooper. You can be in a room and hear 20 different conversations going on at one time. You can do that.
Yeah,
it is possible.
Yeah, they come in. They come in. I was talking to Blind Double Blind. They're the biggest mushroom company in California because it's like okay out there. So and they do 0.5. No, they do 5 milligram gummies. Right, and when I was talking to her, she said you would need 3 grams to start seeing shit, and the container, the entire container, I think they come in like 25. So you would pretty much, even if you took the whole container, you still probably wouldn't even see shit because you need roughly 3 grams to see shit.
Right.
So with the microdose at 5 milligrams, you know, I think it's energy, memory. Like I can look at the hair.
I mean,
boss was telling me
I
you could look at my hair and count the fucking hairs in my head.
I was in Lake Tahoe for a wedding and went hiking, and why not? I wanted to be like what that painter? What do you call it? I'll paint with Ross. You know, yeah. See a little tree here, see a little bush. You didn't see any of that, but you felt energy. Like, you know, the colors were pretty like, you know, heightened. You know, I mean, you saw the appreciation of colors, but not anything that was visual. You know, not like the trees were turning around talking to you or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not
you know?
ready for all that.
You know, no. But I mean, but you felt good. You had that good energy. You felt good. You laughed a lot. And you just had a good time. You were horny too, by the way. I mean,
really horny,
very horny. Yeah,
that's odd. Yeah. But
but that's, you know, it's just, but that's just how I felt. You know, I mean, the people that I was doing with too felt the same way too. Like in general, we were comparing like how we were feeling and stuff. And but I mean, again, it wasn't anything like if you were doing like acid or something like that. I mean, you know, it just felt it was an organic way of feeling high. Without like drinking like 20 beers or, you know, doing anything. You just felt good. You just had energy, you know?
Yeah, they're researching it heavy because they're coming on the news about it, and they're saying, you know, as of right now, as far as our studies have gotten, that it's great for depression, it's great for lack of motivation, all that other stuff.
You know, again, as long as you don't abuse it,
yeah.
You know, as long as you don't abuse it, then you're in good shape.
It's one of those things. I'll never understand why it's illegal. Because you can't get addicted to mushrooms. There's no addictive properties in it. Like, what are you gonna do? Like take it every day, like too much, and like see shit coming at you every. I mean,
right. I mean, I've only done it, you know, a few times, you know, special occasions like that. But just because. But I mean, but other than that energy drink, and that energy drink, like I said, it had parts of the mushroom in it. So I mean, they're selling it over the counter, you know. I mean, and you felt good. You drink one of these bad boys. This Odyssey, I forget what it's called, and it was good. Like you had this good energy. I was tired as hell when I took it too. So when I saw this, I was kind of like, oh, that's great. I was like, first thing I said, I'm not going to be seeing stuff, am I? They started laughing, like, no, not at all. You know, and I was like, all right, good. I was like, just gonna feel like the good, like a microdose or something. Like, yep.
It's like the monk.
I'm like in a drink, a drink. Flavors, grapefruit, punch, raspberry.
How can they sell that at a gas station?
They can. Well, I mean, and again, you drink one of them and you feel that good energy. You're not the full, like, it was less than one of these little chocolate bars that if you're going to take them. I mean, at least when I did it, it was a chocolate bar, you know. I mean, you take 2, 3, 4 of those, that's a whole different story, you know.
Yeah.
That is on your own risk. But if you just do the minimum, you know, you're going to feel good. Why abuse something like that, you know?
And it's natural, too, so it's like, you know, some of the energy drinks, you don't even know what the fuck you're drinking. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell's in it?
No,
Who knows?
Is from a plant.
Yeah.
I was saying, we had Bass Rutten in a few times, and the last time I realized that he microdoses, and I think he takes 2 or 3, and he's like, right now I can count every hair in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, you can be, you know, I think for my birthday, I took a little more than I wanted to, and I was like limitless, dude. Like I could hear every conversation anywhere. I mean, I'm in one end of the corner, and I could look over, and I could be talking to you, but extremely engaged as to what I'm hearing. Like, damn, really? So it was.
And
like
still comprehend what you're talking about to
Yep.
the person in front of you, but also comprehend the person over
Yeah.
there.
I'm still telling you, Tom Brady's gonna kick some ass. But meanwhile, in the other room, I'm hearing, man, little Johnny over there, man, fucking dick. He did this.
And you're able to comprehend both at the same time.
You can hear it all. And on the other side, you could just hear everything. You can
Wow.
you know.
How many do you think you took? Just take a wild guess.
More than 3 or 4 bars. Yeah.
Do you know what the milligram was?
No.
Fucking
I don't.
so curious
I don't
about
want
this
to know
shit.
either. I don't want to know.
Probably.
But then
3 or
at
4,
one
I don't
point,
know.
you know, we had about there was like about 80 people, 90 people talking at the same time. Well, at that point, it was a little overwhelming. You know, one thing, it was like you could hear a lot of people talking, and that now the other time when I did it was just one. You're just having fun, laughing, you know. You see the colors have a little more pop, but you're not, you know. But this was, I had taken a little more than I needed it, and and you could hear, you know, a lot of people talking, And it for me, it was a little overwhelming. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, wait till people were talking. I was like, I need to go outside and just get a breather.
When we go through some of the events that you do, like the amount of people that you're around, can you imagine that? And you can hear everybody fucking.
Yeah, that's not gonna be. Nah.
Probably be better to go to the beach, right, and hang at the beach, or like go. Well, there's no forest here,
but again, I mean, these mushrooms. I mean, it's not like they're chemically induced, like. So
they're not like synthetic, which Big Pharma seems to love to turn everything into synthetic.
Right.
And they'll never make any of it legal, I don't think, personally.
And it hasn't. Again, there's no proof of it physically hurting you. So.
Yeah, and like I said, for these guys to come on the news and saying, "Hey, look, we did 300,000 case studies, and 97% had good results, and the other 3% it just didn't do anything." So at this point, they haven't found a negative, but it's tough to figure out the long term.
Well, when people hear the word shrooms, they just assume it's just drugs, like the hallucinogenic and all that, and but when you hear microdose, it's like, all right, well, that's not even close, and just little specks here and there, and with anything, I mean, if you abuse it, then obviously
you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
And I see you kept the weight off too.
Yeah, man.
I said that when he came in. I said, you lost weight.
I
wasn't here.
That's time. Right. He wasn't here for the last one. Yeah. How much did you lose?
Well, I went from 240 down to like 187.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm at 194 right now. It's been a month or two of just eating whatever.
You got to take a break here.
Thanksgiving's around the corner. I'm like, I'm not going to stop right now. I'm like just going to keep eating what I'm eating. And then after, Thanksgiving, I'll take some time off.
And if you want to see the dramatic change, because we put up the pictures on the last one, you could see. But just to recap real quick, what was your diet? Just real quick.
It consisted of 35 grams of protein, 35 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat, 5 meals a day. No salt, no seasoning, and no carbonated drinks. Technically no alcohol, but I was drinking Tito's and water, Tito's and soda. So.
And cardio?
None.
No cardio. You lost that much weight with no cardio.
Yeah, I followed it to the T.
Wow.
To the T. I know, right? It's crazy. No cardio. I've been starting to work out because I did lose a little muscle mass, so got to be careful with that.
Night and day.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because look at you there. Look at you there in that middle picture, and look at you now.
Yeah, that's what I said when he walked in. I said, "Man, he lost a lot of weight."
Oh, you should have seen him last time.
I wasn't here the last time.
Yeah, I mean, what'd you gain back? Maybe 5?
Yeah, but again, over the course of like literally a month of just doing whatever. I mean, still eating a few meals, but I mean, I know, at this point, I know what I need to do. So
yeah, so if you need to shave it, you can do it real quick.
Yeah, so it's no problem.
Now, as you're doing a million events from all over the place, with the inflation going up, with the cost of everything going up, people getting laid off, hard to get things that you need. As you're planning these events now, what approach do you take differently than you did before? And with the cost, does that go to the person, or are you eating the cost? Because you got 7-8 events going on at a time, not to mention clubs. So what are you doing with the cost hike? Like, how are you dealing with that?
Well, I mean, we just basically need more support, depending on the events. Charity events, obviously, you have to increase the pricing on the tier levels of the sponsorships so that we can absorb that. That for the charity events, that's where it plays the biggest part, or how we can actually alleviate the cost. Obviously, it's through sponsorship. If not, then the next step it comes out of the ticket sales. I mean, we're like the organizers are usually like the last tier. I mean, if it has to come to you or I that are organizing the event to absorb the cost, fine. Then that's of course, but first starts with the sponsorships, and then from there it comes from the ticket cost. The tickets will absorb, and then after that, if all else fails, then it comes to you. Now, if it comes to you, I mean, now you're like seriously in the red. I mean, you hope that it doesn't come at all from you, but that's kind of generally how you go with that. I mean, as far as like with the clubs and stuff, I mean, craft cocktails, like everything that entails, I mean, everything's just going up and up and up. So unfortunately, you can't really raise the prices too much, because then you'll lose your customers. They'll go somewhere else. I mean, they don't necessarily, you want to sell them the experience, but not much you want to pay for that experience. And mind you, we're not South Beach.
Yeah.
When you go to South Beach, you go to New York, you go to metropolitan cities. Okay, yeah, you're paying for the experience and the location. West Palm Beach has really been up and coming. I mean, this place in about 6, 7, 8 years, watch out. I mean, there's a lot being built, a lot of big companies coming down here. All of New York's coming down here. So, I mean, we'll be right up there, and then you can justify charging a lot more than you can, but you have to be really, really, really careful. And then it all trickles down, of course. I mean, like we said before, the hospitality industry is still not where it needs to be. I mean, they're still trying to find, you can find, bodies to work, but, dedicated bodies, loyal bodies.
Fuck. Yep.
Everybody's flaky. Right now they could say, hey, I'm working with you. And then tomorrow give you an excuse. Well, this is what happened. And, it's unfortunate, but that's where it's at.
I've dealt with that with my other businesses, with everybody's turned flaky.
Yep.
Why do you think that is? The paychecks that they got to stay home.
Something happened when we had this whole, it wasn't the stimulus checks, because that ain't enough. I'm going to tell you right now. If you got one of those, that was not enough.
I got fucking pre-approved. I'm like, I'm going to get this shit. Never got it. I'm probably like the only one who didn't get it.
A lot of people either, doing different ventures, doing something else,
Yeah.
But the industry just took a beating, when that happened. And it's, slowly but surely going on the rise. But, the people that used to work, that had all these jobs, I mean, they've been looking elsewhere,
That's probably the toughest thing. Not just the cost, it's the dependability of workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have dependability of the workers, then you're short-staffed. You also have to deal with the price increase. I remember when I had my bars, if somebody ordered a craft beer that was like a chocolate, like this was when they first came out, I think it was $13 a glass back then. But the bottle was fucking, like you would have thought it was a bottle of wine from 56. Because some of those craft beers are crazy.
Yep.
So right now, what's the price of, if I go to the Speakeasy and I get a craft beer, like top-notch one, like the chocolate one, that was a big one when I had the bars. For some reason, the caramel was a huge one. What are they priced out at nowadays?
I mean, you're looking at anywhere between 15 and 20, maybe 14, 15 to 20 bucks, even 22, 23, which is crazy for a beer.
See, like you said, you got to, even though the price is going up, you got to be so careful, because once you hit that 2 number and you say 20, unless they're already hammered.
How do you justify that?
Yeah, how do you go up to, the guy coming in for a drink, probably is oblivious to what's really going on, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just there for a drink, and you go, that'll be $21 for that one glass.
Right. That's not pesos.
Yeah, not pesos. I mean, you could say, well, that one's really going to bury you, but, that ain't going to cut it.
Yeah.
I like how you do the events, though. You put it on the sponsor first. So you up the price with the sponsor first.
Mm-hmm.
That's to combat it.
Yep.
Then second, where do you put the money? Second?
Then the ticket sales.
Because
you're selling tickets.
Right.
You really don't want it to come out of that. But if you're not getting all the sponsors that you need, and you have an event that's been pretty solid, one that's been around for a while and people can know and associate and want to be a part of, then that's your insurance. And then worst case scenario, then it falls under you.
Right.
Which, again, at that point, if it falls under you,
sometimes you got to take a hit.
Yeah.
It's business.
Yeah.
It happens,
Mm-hmm.
especially at a time like now.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to do? But you got to keep it going, especially the wheels, wings, and fashion, because that's something you could do for 20 years. So say 2 years, you got to take a beating. Fuck it.
We've been pretty fortunate that event's been.
Well, you got super high caliber people coming in there that, for the most part, that
changes.
They're not affected yet.
That changes everything, correct?
Yeah.
But eventually it will.
So now, is this the correct news site? Because last time I know it was the wrong one.
Yeah, this is the correct site. And we're going to be announcing when the ticket sales are going to come on. People will be able to buy the tickets from our page. In the past, people had to go through Eventbrite. But Eventbrite's been, I have no loyalties to Eventbrite, so I can just say how it is. Mm-hmm. They've been charging the hell out of people, the service charge and the fees and everything. It's just been ridiculous. So we've just took it upon ourselves to do it, through our page. The date, we have a date, and we've actually posted a date, but then we have it tentatively for April 8th. If it changes, it might be April 1st. We're going to make that decision next week. And the only reason why it would not be April 8th is because we forgot that April 9th is Easter. So we don't know how much that's going to play, or is that going to deter your plans from coming? I mean, if you have family, so, I mean, to have a big event like this and then have Easter the next day.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I
right.
think that's
Where are you doing it at? Do you know?
It's still in Lauderdale.
I think that's a big risk.
Yeah.
But then you got April Fool's Day, the 1st. You can make that kind of funny.
You could. I mean, it's
Like
going to be
before
in the Fort Lauderdale airport again. It's at a different hangar. Rumor has it there might be 2 hangars, so it could be a 2-hangar event. I can't say much more about that, but if that in fact does happen, that in itself is an experience, because you go to these events and it's only just one hangar. You walk in, you walk out, you got all the visuals and everything. But if you have 2 of them side by side, that's next level stuff.
That was awesome last year. Remember the I don't know if you saw this because you were busy all over the place doing your thing. There's this lady that walks in.
Oh, there's no way he didn't know.
Fakest, biggest boobs I've ever seen. Her boobs had to be fucking what? Z's? And every fucking person looked, and they're like,
I heard about it. I didn't see the pictures, but I heard.
Oh my god!
Do you have a picture on your phone?
I have to somewhere. I'll see if
I might. We got to pull it up, even if it's in the middle of another topic.
Yeah,
Rob's so good with his hands.
That's great.
So between April 1st and April 8th, I wouldn't do it by Thanksgiving.
Easter. Yeah.
I mean Easter. Sorry. I mean that could be suicide.
Yeah. I mean, so again, we're gonna have a big talk, at a big event like that. But the fact that we're doing it, what it's going to entail, it's going to be next level stuff. I mean, each one keeps getting bigger and better. Just because we plan on, rumor has it that we might have a second hangar next to it, so 2 hangars. Even if we do, that doesn't mean that that attendance will be that high. We had 1,047 this past year, which was great.
Right, coming out of COVID. To be honest, it was still coming right out of COVID, and some people were still hesitant. So you got to put that into perspective.
Yeah.
too.
So this upcoming year, I think we're gonna limit it to like 708. I like how I just throw a number like that. Oh yeah, 708. But that's the number that we're gonna go with. Ticket prices are gonna be a lot more. The goal and the revenue is to try to hit $1 million between sponsors and ticket prices. And that's the goal. We want this to generate overall. I mean, obviously, then after that you cut your expenses and everything it costs to do the event. I mean, you throw in another hangar and your expenses obviously increase.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are you going to base that other hangar on ticket sales?
Well, I mean, the ticket sales are going to be all in one, so your admission is going to let you go into both.
So basically, when the time comes, it's either you're going to have 2 hangars or 1, and if you have 2, you're just going to sit there and cross your fingers that, it pays off, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're pretty confident based on who we have that we've been talking to that are going to come on board.
Oh, good.
That we feel good that with the people that said, the data that we have about the event is letting us, feel good about our chances of, trying to raise that kind of money, or at least put us in position to make a goal and to shoot for that number. And if you don't reach that number, it's not a bad thing, because where you could fall from there, and even if we fall 50% of our projections, it is still a successful event. And if we did 50% of it, then that would still be better than any other year that we've done. So I feel that we're putting ourselves, shooting high. If we don't get to that number, we're still going to come out and win. It's still going to be a successful event no matter how you look at it.
Right.
But yeah, we have some great ideas. We have, we're very confident. Granted, in years past, we've done early birds a lot, earlier in the year of the time frame of the event. Normally we do this in September. I mean, we're now going into December and we haven't sold a ticket or done it yet. But we feel confident. I mean, 5 years people know the event, and if you sold 1,047 tickets.
After COVID.
Yeah, and they know who you are at this point. I mean, they know what Williamsville fashion is. We're pretty confident that we can do 600-700 people. I mean, I just feel like that would be,
in my opinion, and not just because you're sitting here, had that not been right after COVID, I think you would hit 3K people in there. I really do, because you had a Fort Lauderdale airport basically shut down. You marketed that well. You had Alex doing his thing. I don't know where he's at. I think he got lost in the sky. But wherever he is, I mean, he did some crazy ass shit. So, and he got out of Even Break. That was a great move. Yeah.
Mhm.
You didn't see that, Victor?
Oh my God!
You didn't see that? Were you blind?
How did I miss it?
Did you not have your contacts in?
Jeez.
She was the life of the event.
I think she
Man.
had a dog with her too. I don't know where the dog's at right now.
Well, you can't see the dog. You know? Oh,
It's just
bro, people. That girl got more pictures than.
could have auctioned
she's
her
ever-
off, you know.
You should have.
Yeah, next year we're putting on a who are you, woman?
Yeah.
You
Step
should have
forward.
put her on stage and had a bet. What size do you think they are? 1, 2. This goes to charity. What do you think?
Exactly.
$100, $100, right?
What
I would have bet.
What is that? What do you think? What's your bet on that?
I don't know.
Did they make a letter for that?
D, E, F, G,
F,
H, I,
F,
J, K.
You say K's?
K's maybe double K's.
Double K's?
I mean, it's almost to the point where it's gonna pop. But
Hey, if she's happy, she's
hey,
happy.
that's what I said. I think she was happy too. She liked the attention.
yeah.
Hey, she partied for a purpose, so hey,
Yeah.
we'll give her that.
Yeah.
And look, she got people's attention at your event.
That's
So,
right.
Now, you mentioned crypto. Are you into crypto?
I dabbled in it for a while. I mean, it's taken a serious beating.
Now, I thought that crypto was unpenetratable. I thought that it was unhackable. Samuel Arms and fucking who else are the other 50 million that try
I think
to
the
come out?
NFTs are still relevant, but all the coins, I mean, they're
Can you pull up a tab too? What do you think happened with that FTX thing?
Mm.
They got hacked. Now, I know that's politically involved, but there's other ones too.
I mean,
This episode is brought to you by Fiji. More than just water.
This is not just rock. It's ancient volcanic rock that filters tropical rain, giving it double the electrolytes and its signature soft, smooth taste. It's not just water. It's Fiji water.
This podcast is brought to you by Liquid IV. This is a product I always use after I run, work out, and do the sauna. It's a great way to hydrate the body and feeling your best self. All you do is 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water. It hydrates the body faster and more efficient than water alone. 3 times the electrolytes as other sports drinks and contains 5 essential vitamins, B5, B12, B3, B6, and vitamin C. It also tastes great. Flavors like watermelon, lemon lime, strawberry, and many more. Buy in bulk at Costco or go to liquidiv.com. This podcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Tear into a can of the meanest energy drink on the planet, Monster Energy. It's the ideal combo of the right ingredients in the right proportion to deliver a big bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster packs a powerful punch, has a smooth, easy drinking flavor. Athletes, musicians, co-eds, road warriors, metalheads, geeks, hipsters, and bikers dig it. You will too. Monster Energy is more than just the green OG. Monster has Monster Ultra, Juice Monster, Monster Hydro, Rehab Monster, Dragon Tea, Monster Max, Muscle Monster, and many more. Buy on Amazon, buy on Walmart, or go to monsterenergy.com and believe me, you'll find a place. Unleash the beast. Monster Energy.
I really believe that the government stepped in. I mean, at the end of the day, the dollar is the most powerful form of currency, or should be, you know, so to have something else come in digitally, you know, they weren't going to stand for that. You know, if it's either you're with us or you're against us. So something like that, you know, yeah, mysteriously.
Click away from that thing, Rod. Okay, thank you. Yeah, can you scroll down? Yeah, crypto disaster worsens as exchange see mysterious outflows exceeding 600 million. FTX officials appear to confirm rumors of a hack on Telegram. Oh, they hacked it through Telegram, instructing users to delete FTO.
There's a whole big thing with this, though. They're saying like the money that flowed into the Democratic Party, and
Yeah, there's a lot more than
there's a
just
lot of different
FTX
stuff
that
going
got
on.
hit.
Right.
Can you read a little bit of that, Rob?
Yep, the collapse of FTX, already one of the most spectacular disasters in financial history, worsened as hundreds of millions of dollars were drained from the cryptocurrency exchange hours after it filed for bankruptcy. More than $600 million was siphoned from FTX's crypto wallets late Friday. Soon after, FTX stated in its official Telegram channel that it had been compromised, instructing users not to install any new upgrades and to delete all FTX apps. FTX has been hacked. FTX apps are malware. Delete them. Chat is open. Don't go on FTX site as it may download Trojans. wrote an account administrator in the FTX support Telegram chat. The message was pinned by FTX General Counsel Ryan Miller.
Now look at that. Bitcoin's down to 16K. Wasn't it at 40
Dude, it's just,
or 20?
yeah.
That's why I just ran. Everybody's like, no,
I mean,
no.
remember,
fuck
they're
that.
sitting at what, 54, 55,
Yeah.
59?
And now they're talking about so they got to rename the Heat Arena because it's the FTX Arena.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bang Bros put in a
Bang
bid
Bros.
for the
Or OnlyFans too, right?
Yeah.
The O-Arena.
Yes.
And Brady filed a lawsuit. He got taken to the cleaners.
Oh, he got taken too.
Yeah, he lost millions. There's a bunch of professional athletes that got killed.
Yeah.
But I thought it's unhackable. And you know what? I guarantee you, my Bitcoin friends, and I respect them. I have an open mind. Whatever they like. But they'll say, "Well, it was Bitcoin."
I mean, I took out everything I had, and then, you know, I actually put it like in a fiat wallet, just let it sit there, because I'm like, all right, if it gets better, then. But I took everything out. Enough's enough. I mean, you know, what am I gonna sit there and just let it keep dropping and dropping? It's no fun.
Because you know something's gonna happen. That, like I always say, and it's even hard for me to say it now after the last 2 or 3 weeks, but this is still the one thing I would like the government. If we're going to have Bitcoin and crypto, I would like the government to be involved in.
Yeah.
This is the one thing, the only thing probably.
If they could step in and somehow figure out a way to make it work, then get their support, because they want some money off of it too.
Get their money in.
Yeah, and then everybody wins, you know.
In your opinion, and I asked this at nausea, why do you think they haven't stepped in? Like, how are they going to let that kind of money float around, not tax it? I know they got the IRS agents, but it's not for that.
I just think there's too many layers of just too many. There's too many things going on within the crypto world that they just don't, you know.
You know what I think? I think Putin owns it, and they can't. Otherwise, they would. I think Putin owns it all.
Really?
At least 51%, yeah. I'm 99% sure.
Well, somebody owns it for sure. There's when they say, you know, it's just digital currency, and I'm like,
that.
you know, like, oh, we're a big community and we're here to help. You know, we're all together. No. At the end of the day, there's someone.
Yeah.
There is the Oz. Okay, there is Oz. There's the Matrix. There's one person. Or groups of people. There's people that run it and own it. That's just
and manipulate it.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's just no way that this is just a group of people that are sitting at a round table and we're all just, you know, kumbaya, we're gonna make it all work. No.
And we just walked away and we're just gonna.
Somebody's always making money,
right?
Somebody's always making money.
So to me, for someone to say, "Oh, no one has control of it," that's a conspiracy.
Yes.
To say that I think Putin owns it is a reasonable argument. Those guys didn't kill him. The oligarchs didn't kill him. If you're an oligarch and your fucking gazillion-dollar boat's getting blown up left and right,
yeah,
you got the money. I don't care how many people Putin has around him. But if you own Bitcoin, you don't care about rubies. They took all his rubies. It doesn't seem like he's running out of money. I mean, there's plenty of bombs going off.
Yeah.
You know? So
true.
What do you think on that? Has your opinion changed yet?
Yeah, it has changed.
Boy.
I used to go with you on the Putin. No, I don't think so.
What the fuck?
I think it's either China, because China always has a hand in something. Always has a hand in something. And I think they are making this whole, we're all getting rich, and everything's just going to collapse right in front of everyone's face. And then my second option is Saudi Arabia. But
Ooh, okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Why Saudi Arabia?
Because they're just, you know, they got some dirty stuff going on over there. I think that they mess with. So I don't know.
Yeah, there was some issues going on there. A few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
There was some serious high security issues in Saudi Arabia going on.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But I think China. Everything points back to them with everything we talk about.
I think China and Russia, except for COVID.
God, I
That's
wish
the
I was
one
a
thing
spy.
that didn't come from China.
I wish I was a spy.
Yeah.
Seriously, this time, I mean, with
You
everything
would be
going
a
on
therapist
right
6
now,
times a day.
woo, God.
I'm ready to go to therapy 6 times a day just after the last 2 weeks.
You know, I had a good discussion today with my friend about China, and I was saying, you know, with social media, and we talked about it when we had Epstein in here. You know, China is very patient, like we said, with everything. They wait. And it seems like what they've done is they've taken TikTok and they've put it into the user's hands here, and it's fun and it's great and people have so much fun with it, and you're being spied on and they're taking your information and doing all this stuff.
No, not being spied on. They're
Well,
downloading every message, every photo, every email, even that you deleted, they're downloading.
Right, but they're also, what I think they're doing is like that social dilemma guy. Basically, they said that when you ask somebody in China, a kid, what he wants to be when he grows up, they say an astronaut. And then you ask somebody here in the United States, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they go an influencer. And they've taken China. This is where I think the big picture of things. They've put us with our phones, and we're attached to them on our hips nonstop. They've made us dumber and kept us attached to this thing we don't see. We see what's going on this world here, but not around us in the real world. And it's
and
crazy.
what's crazy, they even come publicly and they go, you know, TikTok downloaded, like on TV, that the news is full of shit. But this is the one time that they're not. They say, you know, the source code on TikTok downloads everything, every message, every call, every 5 seconds, everything, whether you have the app open or not. And people are like, oh, well, that won't happen to me, or I have nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Then there's a relay in it that shoots 1 million views up to 2 million views every 90 seconds by city. So boom, you put a post up, you get 100 million views, 500,000 likes, whatever. And then you go tell Alex tells Nick, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I better get it on TikTok. But really, you didn't. It's in the code. They're just shooting it at you to tell somebody. And they've mastered that fucking perfectly because everybody's on TikTok.
Yeah.
And now you got Instagram trying to be like TikTok with the reels. You got YouTube trying to be like TikTok with the shorts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I felt, even though, I mean, I used to do a lot with social media. I mean, I still do, but I'm like, you know, Captain America. I'm like the man lost in time. Like, it's just, I don't do a lot of reels. I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I opened up an account, but I only have like, you know, 2 videos of promo stuff, but nothing. I mean, when I heard it was from the Chinese, I was kind of like, I was very weary about the whole thing. It's like, you know, and it used to get a lot of heat, you know, and now it's kind of like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, I just don't trust what they're doing, obviously, you know. So I personally stayed away from that, but I get it, you know, and there's going to be something else beyond reels. I mean, now that's like the trendy thing. Everyone's doing reels. Like,
Yeah, because they offer you $1,000 or whatever if you do so many. But you know that's throttled.
yeah.
You know, because I know a bunch of my people that I talk to, they're like, I almost got it. Yeah, because it's throttled, you idiot. You know what I mean? So that you go back again and you do 10 more gazillion reels.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get that $1,000 or whatever it is. So what do you think of the Polo Club for 23? And whenever I think of the Polo Club, before I met you and Grant and some other guys, you always think super rich guys. Just super rich people do polo. So how do you take away that stigma, you know, to expand polo to those who think it's just a rich man's sport, they don't fit in there, so on and so forth?
Well, I mean, the great thing about polo, you know, obviously you have, you know, you can partake. Well, for one, if you're not a member or if you're not buying the brunch tickets, then to at least enjoy or be a part of the experience, you have the tents. The tailgate tents are actually pretty good. You necessarily don't have to rent one or buy one for the season, but if you know someone, you know, then you can go to those tents and enjoy. You know, you're not really spending anything. I mean, you might spend like maybe $10 to attend the matches, and then you're around, you know, whichever group that you're with, and normally they cater everything, or, you know, or they might tell you to bring something. But in that regards, that would be the best way for someone who is not, you know, someone who's not that wealthy, that, you know, can't go every week to the brunches or just to the, you know, the matches. You still have that element. I mean, it's there for you. You know, the great thing about polo is polo does have, it's tiered, so they have something for everybody.
Oh, they do.
They basically do. So I mean, well, again, it's the, you know, you can buy like the grandstand seats at a certain price, and you can just watch the matches. You don't necessarily have to do the tailgates or be on the member side or do the brunch. You know, I mean, you're very limited, but you can at least go. You know, but most people, when they go, you know, they usually, if they're not doing the brunch or they're not a member, they're usually going to a tailgate tent, and that's always a great time. Those people can usually theme up their area, their little 10 by 10 space of real estate, and they can, you know, those places usually are catered, and they have their own bar. So I mean, again, you can bring, BYOB to help, but 9 out of 10 times they're pretty catered as it is with what they have, and it's a great experience out there. Now, you don't want to do the tent, then you can go inside. That's where I come into play. And
is that your dog, or is that
no,
just for the ladies?
I just somebody else's.
I was gonna say, is that yours or for the ladies?
Nah, it was such an adorable dog. I had to take a picture with it.
Rob, we had him in, right?
Who's
That was a long time ago. To the right. No, right here. We had him in. Remember? Early on. What's his name, Victor?
This guy, Dave Bogan?
But yeah, Dave Bogan. Yeah, I had Dave Bogan in Rower.
Mr.
I might have got him from you.
Probably.
Yeah, he's cool as shit.
Yeah,
We got to have him in again. He was interesting.
fun guy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. So right there is in on the left. And then
Nick is my our partner, our third partner for Wings
Nick,
Wheels.
yeah, he's my boy. Yeah, he's cool. Dude.
But the great thing is that obviously this is a new membership or a new group of people that own Polo. They're planning on making it really fun, really exciting. And not that it never was, but like back in like 2000, I want to say 10, 11, 12, we used to have, obviously the brunches were phenomenal, still were. I'm not saying they never were, but the after party, there was an after party that was around at the veranda side, the pavilion side, and 1,000 people would go attend us. You didn't even have to go to Polo. You didn't have to watch the matches or even buy a ticket or tailgate. You could be an outsider, anywhere in the counties, and you could just drive up at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. and there it was 1,000 people partying, and the members, I guess, didn't like that they weren't included in that. Not that they weren't included, it's just they didn't want to come over to the other side, and
right.
And so then things changed, and then obviously we didn't have that party anymore. When we lost that party, many felt that the funness in all of Polo was gone, because the pavilion veranda side wasn't throwing an after party. The member side, well, you couldn't go over to the member side if you weren't a member, and if you were a member, you were only allowed to bring one person with you.
Yeah, so that's a killer.
So yeah, I mean, it really lessened the vibe that was built over years. Now, that group was bought out. Obviously, COVID also hurt that too. But then I myself did everything I could to make it fun. When you bought tickets to me for the brunch, you still enjoyed yourself. I mean, those ladies there, they're having a good time. I mean, that was part of the brunch.
Who's the guy there? He looks so familiar.
Shane McMahon?
Yeah.
Is that who
Shane
that is?
McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
I couldn't narrow it down. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that is him.
Wow.
Yeah, he had
looks good.
There was a networking event, and he was a speaker.
That's
So they flew him down for a few days, and
he looks younger now than he did 10 years ago.
I mean, he was a fun guy to talk to. Super, super cool. I mean,
I bet.
And like I was from a distance seeing him, and I was like, man, is that Shane McMahon?
That's what I was thinking when I was going through your picture. I go, is that him or is that right, Robin?
Yeah, now I see it. I didn't really.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
now.
I walked up and started talking to him. We started talking for like 30 minutes or so, and great guy. Talked about wrestling, and and at one point, like when I found myself talking too much, I was like, listen,
did you throw the rock on him to show him what you could do?
No, but I did the Hogan impersonation.
Yeah,
he laughed. And I asked him about Andre the Giant. I was like, Andre was undefeated for like 15 years. I'm like, how much was that all him? Or who really was in the decision making? Because the rumor was it was always him, and he was like, no, it was always my dad and my grandfather. Wow. But to hear his stories, and then he would tell me about his kids, and they're all in jiu-jitsu, and I told him, I was like, I remember telling him, I was like, yeah, that jump you did off the top of the steel cage against the Undertaker in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was like, did you guys practice that at all, or is that just? He looked at me. He goes, "Are you serious?" He goes, "You don't practice that. You pray." He's like, "You get up there one time and that's it." He's like, "I broke some ribs when I came down." He's like, "That was a serious shot." He goes, "And they say wrestling isn't real," and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm with you."
We had the stage manager when he was there with the WWE, the WWF. Then when it went to when it was really cool. What was that? What was it called when it was like Hogan?
Oh, NWO.
NWO.
What was it?
NWO.
NWO. Yeah. And they practiced like hell. I mean, they beat their bodies up to death. Maybe not that particular one, but in general, I mean, they're practicing those jumps 365 days a year. I mean, that's a beating.
Yeah.
Now, with the Polo Club here in Wellington, why do you think this Polo Club is so special, where people are flying in to be here at the event, everything else? And I don't think people knew or know that there's like just like football, like you party before, you party after, tailgate. No, like I would never think Polo had that.
Right. Well, I mean, Wellington's was anointed as the equestrian capital of the world, by Forbes magazine. So that's really helped out a lot.
Why do you think that was, though? Like, what is it about the Wellington Polo Club that it was in Forbes magazine?
I mean, it's the money. I mean, here on the island, people believe that this is like the wealthier side of Palm Beach County, but the wealthiest side, really. Yeah, but a lot of your billionaires are in Wellington.
All that land.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a misconception. It's like, yeah, you think people rich over here? No, you should see some people over own all those horses, But, it's come a long, I wouldn't say come a long way because the sport's been here forever, But as far as, when it comes to this time of year, you also have the show jumping. There's many different variations of sports going on in Wellington, so it's not just necessarily polo. You also have the World League Polo. That's a league, that consists of some of the best players in the world playing together. So there's a lot of different, there's much to do. When you come to January and February, there's a lot to do because now you have so many different sports with equestrian sports overlapping each other. I guess that's what makes it, makes it the capital because you just really, you have cities like Ocala up north that are up and coming, and then with this group that owns now IPC, which is now it used to be IPC, now it's the National Polo Center. They really want to be the talk of polo, around the world. They want to have a product that can rival, some of the polo products, overseas over, in South America. They want to be able to, rival Argentina.
From here.
Yeah. As far as, what they have to showcase, what it offers in terms of the, the parties and just the aura and the vibe that, other places have for polo. I remember I came on here the last time and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back on board. Only because, after so many years, I felt like, all right, it's not that I was burned out, but it's just, you give so much of your time. It's like, all right, well, maybe I need some time for myself, And of course, they got bought out by another group, and I didn't know what that group wanted. But when I sat down with them, when they said that they were pulling back on the sponsors, that they were going to absorb the cost themselves and keep a few sponsors on board, not all of them, and then build everything organically, and then the following year go to all the main sponsors, and say, all right, this is what we're doing, this is what our vision is, and then this is what it's going to cost to be a part of that. I was kind of like, all right, do I really want to sit on the sidelines for a year, or do I want to be a part of that organically and grow it with them?
See what happens.
What happens. So then I was sold. I was like, I'm back. I mean, you guys are willing to spend money on yourselves? I'm in. I was like,
it's true.
I mean, it's a powerful statement. Like, who does that? I mean, they could have sat on their backs and said, hey, we're polo and just give us your money.
Right.
But instead here, they're willing to start it, from the ground up. And I was like, all right, I can stick around a couple more years and see where it goes. And versus me sitting on the sidelines and it really takes off. And then do they really need me at that point? Yeah.
And what do you do there?
I just sell a lot of the brunch tickets, So if you want a good experience with me, I mean, a lot of perks. I mean, I'm able to give you discounted prices that you can't get online. I can't really go into all of it, but you get me as your concierge, and kind of like Vegas, I can make it happen.
Now you're a football guy like us, sports guy. What's something about polo that would get, say, me or Rob, who or football, boxing, shit like that, into polo that we don't know? Like, what do you like about polo? Because you're a football fan, you're a boxing fan. So what attracts you to polo that would attract a guy like me or Rob, or a guy who just looks at polo like this is a rich man's sport with a gazillion dollars and can buy 5 million horses and everything else?
Well, when you go there for the first time and you have someone like me explain it, it's great. But it's just the speed of the game. I mean, it's just the way these guys are on the horses, the way they hit, the chuckers, and how they score. So it's like, it's not like regular football or basketball where, your team controls one side of the court for the whole period or quarter. you know. This goes score by score. The second you score, the field flips, and it constantly flips, constantly rotates. It doesn't stay, you know, so there's a lot of strategy that goes into that. You know, and of course, you know, seeing the speed of the game and how these guys play it and how they hit the ball with the mallets. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, just to see how many, you know, points they can put up, the way they do it, you know. But it's when you're there and you're seeing these horses just move around the field the way they do. I mean, it's I mean, what's not to like about that? It's super cool. It's like watching soccer and hockey, but with people playing on horses. It's exactly what it is.
It's true. That's a good way to explain it.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a polo match?
Yeah, I went to. I used to do camera work on the side at Gladiator Polo. I used to dress these guys in gladiator outfits, and I used to film it like right there. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I was at one event. Good food, good booze.
Yeah, great food, and even the Gladiator Polo. That one, it was like one less player, so they used the arena, basically the plexiglass, kind of as the fourth player, basically. So hit that against the glass, kind of like, and then, you know.
Yeah, soccer and hockey mix on a horse.
Yeah.
Fast pace.
Super fast.
That's a great way to.
I mean, when you're hearing, like, you know, the 8 horses just, I mean, right on the field all at once, it's like, come on. It's like,
it does.
You could be talking, and all of a sudden you're like, you stop. You're like, damn. And you want to take videos, you want to take pictures, you know, like it's pretty cool.
How's my buddy Grant looking?
Good.
Is he solid?
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Super good guy.
Now, big question. How in the hell did you guys get Tory Lane to go to the Polo Club?
Well, when we did that white party.
I can only imagine that call. His agent probably said, "Are you sure you got the right fucking number?"
I mean, what can I say about that? So the white party, we had Nick Roldan, obviously, Josh Sagman, obviously the event was for Grant.
Shout out to Josh. Josh has been more than great to me.
Yeah, Josh Sagman, love that guy.
Yeah.
We just, well, after this, I got to tell you about the Vegas 50th. Had really quick, too, because that was epic. But what do you call it? Through Josh's connections, one of his dear friends knew Tori personally, and Tori was wanting to come on. Obviously, it came with the price,
of course,
you know. And I remember, you know, just here we are. We couldn't tell anyone that he was going to be performing because the city would just be in an uproar. Like, really, you're going to have a rapper, you know, come in Wellington and, you know, just blow down the doors, you know, like it just wasn't going to fly.
It was hilarious. He goes, I promise I won't swear. And he goes, fuck, I promise I won't swear. I promise. Yeah, he was fun.
I mean, dude, everybody enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was amazing, but it was through a friend. And, you know, I remember Grant's mom, Melissa Gansey, you know, she runs World League Polo. So it's on her, and this was on her grounds.
Yeah.
She was not a happy camper. That meeting, that Thursday meeting, it was not.
Grant was happy though.
Oh yeah. I mean, the event raised a lot of money, and it was just amazing how that event came together. You know, like there was just so many moving parts, you know, and to be able to pull it all together the way we were with the team that we had. Everybody had a specific role. You know, I mean, everybody had a specific role. I mean, you had Jenny Oz and Amir did a phenomenal job basically orchestrating how the event was going to go down. They were basically like the event coordinator, so to speak. You know, myself, I just was selling tickets. I was the guy that could sell tables like crazy over at IPC at the time. So I still had my following. I had people that, here's a different event. You know, it wasn't hard for me to call anybody and say, this is an event you want to go to. And by the way, Torian's going to perform. You know? So, I mean, you know, and then you obviously have Josh with Players Club and what he's done. I mean, you know, he's, you know, Mr. Equestrian himself all the years, you know. I mean, Adam Lipson, one of the best DJs around, and he's got a big name, you know, and it's kind of like that movie Troy, like Achilles. It's like, this is the biggest war ever. You need the biggest players, you know. They'll be talking about this for 1,000 years. That's kind of what the event was. Yeah,
Tory Lane's at a polo club in Wellington.
So you know, it was fun, and I know cool. that SAGS is working on, you know, next year's event with Roldan. So I mean, you know, I got to believe that this event could, with the time that we had, the time for that was amazing too, because we just put it all together like, I'd say less than a month. I
Wow.
would say, yeah, it was, yeah,
That's a lot to do.
it was impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Tickets sold like that. I mean, but yeah, I think now with more time, this year's event coming up for 2023 is going to be something else. I'm excited. So
At these high-end events, what's the craziest meal you ever ate? Like the craziest meal, like something really out there.
Really out there.
Like duck, lamb, or what would be like a special food? I don't know. I was just reading about veal and how they shoot the veal. It's a baby.
Yeah.
They shoot it with anemia. They give it anemia, and then they kill it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, because it keeps that's why it's controversial. People.
Why do they shoot it with the anemia?
That I don't know. Veal's damn good though. Oh, man.
Yeah, veal is good.
They don't do that to the lamb. Is a different way, but for whatever reason, they
Yeah,
do
'cause
it
veal's
with.
considered a baby lamb.
Yeah, but I don't understand the anemia.
I'm trying to think here. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think something crazy. I mean, usually it's just standard.
Just like the regular stuff.
I mean, the asado spread that they had at that party, at that white party, that was one of the best right there. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you can eat. Like, that was just
Expensive.
What are people getting for like brunch? Just a lot of different stuff, right?
yeah. I mean, you basically have like, or at least with us, you have like over 80 items to pick from.
Wow.
Yeah, and it changes. Well, certain aspects of the brunch don't change, but I don't know how they're planning on doing it this year, so I can't say anything like that. But I know that in years past, the way it was set up was you had certain items, your typical breakfast items, and then a lot of it was majority very lunch and early dinner oriented because of the time frame. I mean, the polo match started at 3 p.m. The brunch, the gates open at 2. Brunch starts at 2, so you're kind of getting a lunch, but you still had about 80 items: lobster tails, you had oysters, shrimp. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhat a little bit the same. I don't really know. We have a different catering group handling it this year, this upcoming year. So, but I gotta believe that the food is going to be, very comparable to what it was in the past. And our brunch is one of the best brunches out there. Our Sunday brunch. I mean, price gone up a little bit because, of course, cost of food has gone up. It's mind-boggling.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Up and
I
up
mean,
and up.
you go to Costco and it's like I used to buy ribs for my parents for our family barbecues, and like good amount, spending $31, $32 now at $55.
That's crazy. That's a $20.
And what's crazy is even the servings, like the portions are a little smaller. The size of the food's a little smaller, but yet the price has gone up. Okay.
Yes, now you eat like a peanut, but you're spending double, and that's just the beginning.
Yeah, it's like okay, so
Good weight loss program.
Good weight loss program, yeah. Or
I didn't lose my weight that way, but
So check this out. So I didn't tell you this. So 2 weeks ago, my dog goes after squirrels, right? Somehow a skunk got in my backyard.
Oh.
That's
There's skunks in Florida.
yeah.
That's
fucking-
one thing I've
wow.
said. I've never seen a skunk in Florida. Get out of here.
No, I'm serious. I saw it happen with my own eyes, and I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going out there." But I saw it, and it's fenced in. My dog Guido, he thought it was a squirrel. He goes after it.
Oh no.
And a skunk is the only animal that's armed. I mean, that is straight up armed.
Yeah.
He's strapped, right? That is the least killed animal by predator. Out of all the animals in the world, that one, predator, least killed. Because it's strapped. Bear comes up to it, boom, you're dead with that shit. You're done for. So my dog thinks it's a fucking squirrel, gets a little too close, pisses on it, which is that spray. Skunk looks over at Guido. He goes, "Dumb motherfucker, another one down." It was funny the way it did it. It like pissed
How'd
on
you
him.
get this? How'd you get this thing? out?
I had to take him to. I left him at the the animal washing place for
Yeah.
3 days.
whoa.
Then I had to take him back again. But it was funny. The skunk sprayed him and didn't run. Just gave him a look like another one down,
I was just talking
motherfucker.
about.
Wow.
I've never seen since I've lived in Florida for over 12 years now. I've yet to see a skunk.
Oh.
Now up north, you see them, you smell them, all that.
My
Never.
back. I'm gonna have to get the stone cleaned in my backyard because
shit.
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Mm.
Now, can you imagine being a bear? A bear smells 2,000 times more than a human. So now, a bear thinks it's going to eat a fucking skunk. Boom. Oh, yeah, this was in Jersey. I pulled this. So in Jersey, these two bears are fighting. Watch this shit. Hit play. This is fucking nuts. They go at it. I don't know if there's any sound or not.
There's audio now.
No audio. No. Watch these guys. Now, if they can smell 2,000 times more than a human,
Ooh.
and a skunk, look at that. Look,
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my God!
They're
Look.
fucking huge.
Just in the middle of the street.
just in the middle of the street.
Oh my God.
Like, I
Wow.
mean, they're going. Now, imagine how,
What are they mad about? What are they fighting?
they're in heat. So whoever wins this
Oh,
gets to get laid.
oh.
So now, like, it's like,
Oh.
whoa,
Whoa!
look at that slap. Now, can you
How
imagine?
much weight? How much weight do you think that is? Like 600, 700 pounds?
What do they weigh?
More,
Vic?
maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Look at that. Those slaps are
7,
serious
8,
shit.
800.
Wow. You gotta look at that.
Oh my God!
And this is all over pussy.
oh.
And now, look, he's down. He's like, I got you. Look, he's just, look at him.
I like how they stand up. I think it's so cool.
Yeah,
when
they stand up and they're like, and then they go down. Well, watch. They're like ready.
yeah.
Yeah, he just backs off. It's insane, but they can smell 2,000 times more than a human.
Could you imagine them giving them shrooms?
My God.
Maybe then they could take on a skunk.
Oh,
But the example is that's why a skunk is the least killed animal by a predator. Because if that bear goes up to it, bear doesn't know. It just thinks it's a lunch. Skunk says, come on, a little closer.
Oh,
You're done for.
yeah.
2,000 times?
you saw those two guys. It was a couple months ago. I forget where they were at. So out west, because we don't have grizzly bears around here. But they got attacked by a grizzly bear, and the guy survived. That's like unheard of. To get attacked by a grizzly bear, usually dead. So the dude got attacked, and his buddy came over and helped him out. I don't know how. I mean, grizzly bear just like fights to the death, but the guy was all mangled, his face and everything.
Oh man.
Grizzly bear.
How far away do you think we are from some of the events that you're doing are just going to have to go into the metaverse or Appleverse or whatever verse along with, maybe in person? When do you think you're going to have to do both? It's coming one way or another.
Yeah.
It might not be meta, but in some way, some shape or form, it's coming.
Yeah. I mean, I know Facebook jumped the gun early with the whole Oculus.
Yeah.
Obviously,
He almost bankrupt himself.
the meta basically to head that direction. Most people were already, they wanted to push it a lot faster, but it wasn't really catching as much traction, but it slowly is now. I'm going to say probably, I don't know, but I'd say under 5 or 6 years,
Wow.
maybe less.
Well, and it
'cause-
also depends on how things go too, right? Because if your cost of having an event it becomes completely insane, but you could do it virtually for half the cost, you put glasses on and you're there, and I can talk to you, you can talk to Rob, you can watch the planes go off because it's happening, I guess, virtually, or just like a basketball game, like front row seats. I think it's going to come to that sooner than we think.
Yeah, I'd say less than 6 years.
Yeah.
I think that's my opinion.
Do you guys have any plan? Like, do you see companies or you yourself, or are you making any future plans to like prepare? Are you seeing that?
Not yet. I mean, talked about it a lot. In fact, talked about it early this year, but backed off from it. But it's in the back of my mind a lot. I would just joke around and be like, yeah, I'm going to do bar crawls that are going to be on the meta, like
Virtual bar.
virtual bar crawls. Why not? Like.
No, I see it coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you have to see it coming.
yeah. So it's there. It's something to think about and test the waters. But I don't want to be the first one to do it.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Not yet. No, not yet. Not yet. You see,
And this is something that I would rather have someone else do, and then
let them do the beta.
yeah,
Right. Let them do beta 1 through 50.
I think I know like the NBA has already. I don't know if it's in full gear, but they did like tests with like the cameras they have. So I was 2 years ago. I put on a headset and like it was LeBron James. I'll never forget. He dribbled on the corner. He got fouled. He got pushed, and I felt like he was falling into me. It was the coolest fucking thing in the world, like that virtual reality type feel, like you're there.
Oh, you tried it.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was on.
Wow.
It was on an Oculus set, and he literally, I thought I was at the game. He got fucking hit, and when he went flying, he came into the crowd in real life. And the way they had the camera set up, I felt like he was falling on me. And I think the NFL would be really cool if they get to that point. You know what I mean?
So right now, if you have the Oculus, you can be.
Well, that was like I did that at a place in Lake Park. The guy had this whole program.
Oh, he already had a thing.
He had like a
set up.
beta probably, or a thing that was, they're still testing it. But I mean, it makes sense, right? If you go to a baseball game or a basketball game or a football game, and you want to sit courtside at the basketball, let's say Lakers, you like the Lakers, sit courtside at the Lakers game. I don't know what that costs in person. It's a lot of money. But now I can sell infinite amount of courtside seats.
And you're not even filling the seat.
And I don't know what that cost would be, whatever they would charge, but say it's $200. Let's say they keep it lower just so they can get more people, right? $200 to sit courtside at the Lakers finals game to the whole fucking world? Man. That's crazy.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
True.
And then that just sucks people more into the bullshit of basically social media. Yeah, you can call it metaverse, whatever you want to call it, but it's still social media.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away the person-to-person contact, the conversation, because when you go to a game, you want to be with your buddies. Like, yo, did you see that shot? And yeah, you're on the glasses, but you're not fucking there.
Yeah, like I know.
But I just think they want us to be dumb.
In 2020, Verizon had an activation at the Super Bowl Live, and it was, I forget what it was called, but it was basically the resource that they had on the phone. Like if you were at a game, you had many options of within the game of what you wanted to watch. Like you could be on the field and you wanted to see, Tua, drop back and do everything. You could just be focused right on him if you want. If you wanted it on the safety, the linebacker, you can pick which player you wanted and they could zoom in and just be around that person and follow that person. Oh, wow. Yeah, like if that's what you wanted to do. And that was what they were planning on doing. That was called the future of where they wanted to go with technology for games when you're at games. You could be somewhere and you could be like, if you wanted to see what was going on in one section, then you could just go to that section and you could just watch what's going on. People watch, basically.
And think about it, like how small cameras have gotten, right? Like I envision, and they're definitely ahead of me and they know this already, but I guarantee they got cameras that they're going to put into the front of the helmet, tiny little cameras, so you can see the eyes of the game through Patrick Mahomes, or if you want to see the line through your offensive lineman or defensive lineman. That's going to be what it is. It's kind of cool and then kind of like, whoa, that's fucked up, but yeah.
Now, how do they get women involved in it? What do they do with the metaverse or the Oculus or whatever? What do they do with that for women?
For what?
Like where they would put them on and they could be wherever they want to be. I guess they could be at a salon watching like Kim Kardashian getting her fucking hair done, or maybe Jenner, who's the devil.
Yeah. I mean, football's huge with women, I think.
Or not Jenner, Chris. Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have those glasses?
No.
What do you think about all these cutoffs? Like Amazon just laid off 50,000 or 100,000 people. Elon said you have until the end of the day today to decide yes or no. You see that shit?
Really?
And is that a lot to have to do with the vaccine? Because I know as of recently, a lot of companies have been firing people that are not vaccinated.
No, robotic.
Okay.
Amazon's robotic. Elon said, look, if you're not willing to put in, 12, 13, 15-hour days, you have until the end of the day to hit yes or no. And if you say no, you get a 90-day severance pack.
Really?
And then, today. You Google it.
Huh.
And then he said he doesn't want to be CEO.
Are we just going IG?
He doesn't want to be CEO, period. And then Tesla, according to Tesla people, that anyone who said, like, Elon's an idiot for buying Twitter and it got back to Elon, they were fired. Now, that's in the news. I don't believe a word of the news, but yeah, look, right here. You want to read a little bit of that, Rob?
Elon Musk demands Twitter staff commit to long hours or leave. Read the email. Where's the email? We'll see if we can scroll and find the exact email.
It's either you're with us or against us.
Here it is. Going forward, to build a breakthrough Twitter 2.0 and succeed in an increasingly competitive world, we will need to be extremely hardcore. This will mean working long hours at high intensity. Only exceptional performance will constitute a passing grade. Twitter will also be much more engineering driven. Design and product management will still be very important and report to me, but those writing great code will constitute the majority of our team and have the greatest sway. At its heart, Twitter is a software and service company. So I think this makes sense. If you are sure that you want to be part of the new Twitter, please click yes on the link below. Yeah, I mean, got it.
But if he doesn't want to be CEO, who's he put? Jack Dorsey? That's what I always thought.
I don't know.
But then you talk to Malone, and I don't know what I don't know what the fuck he's up to.
Yeah.
What do you think he's up to?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's gone all over the place with Twitter.
Yeah, he's hard to.
He's all over. He's
He
been
has
with a
been.
million different countries.
Yeah.
The only thing that now is
He's
like
just too smart and too slick to figure out, I think.
well, he just said the thing, right? You have to pay for your blue check mark, but like people create it like fake LeBron James account got a blue check mark. Like
Yeah.
that's
You know what? I never
that's a
thought
bad-
about
That's
that.
a bad fuck up there. I don't know what happened.
Well, the
to that.
reason why he did that was because it was a gazillion robots. So maybe the initial thought was, well, if you have to pay for it, but he didn't take it, but he did it so quick, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But he's not stupid though. He's fucking super genius.
Of course.
So of course that went through his head that there's going to be 3 million LeBron James with blue checks, but I guess that pays back to 44 billion that he spent. You know what I mean? Because he paid full price.
Could be.
True.
You know, I mean, what else would it be?
No.
Yeah, that's
What do you see happening?
he's obviously got a bigger plan. So above and beyond, to let go of that many people, you've got someone like him. He's got like 20 different backup plans or stuff, other options that he's thinking about.
He's got the SpaceX. He's got the Tesla.
I mean, the man can fly to Mars if he wanted to.
Yeah, once he gets that molecule done,
He's Star Trek style. He could just
making
he could just digitally portal himself over there.
See, there's something there that we're just all missing, you know, because he's making a molecule to get through the matter to get to Mars. He can get to Mars right now. We had the guy in. He can get there in 10 days, but they can't get through the matter. It will destroy anything on Earth. It will destroy it. A paint chip will blow it into pieces. So he took it upon himself and his team to actually make a new molecule that can withstand the impact of rocks and all kinds of shit.
No kidding.
Now, that's some serious shit.
That's very serious.
So then if you think about it, if you think a guy who can make a molecule himself to get through particles in space, to think that he didn't think that there would be 9 million LeBron James with the blue check mark. I mean, maybe he was tired for once when he made that decision.
Right.
I don't know, but I never thought of that until you said that.
That is, I didn't think about that.
I just thought it was to get rid of the robots, right? You know? I mean, what the hell else would it be?
He's an alien. I'm convinced he's an alien.
Who knows? Who knows? Just like Zuckerberg's a clone. I don't fucking know anything.
Right.
Everything's just, who knows? Who knows? Now, you have a private club, the Speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, explain what a private club is versus a social club, so on and so forth.
I mean,
and
we
everything
do
else.
they call me Juan Powers.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good
That
one.
was-
That was during the Austin Powers Fembots Halloween party.
That was a great costume, by the way.
Yeah. I had a good time with that outfit.
And you had both shoes.
Yeah.
Go to the first video if you don't know why I said that.
But I mean, you know, when we do both. So it's a private speakeasy, obviously. It's all password driven. It's been password driven since January 7th. So it changes every day. It's amazing how many passwords we've had since January 7th.
Yeah.
And, you know, basically we send out mass mailers to our guests to get them to invite them to come with the passwords, or they can message me directly or our staff. And you have, you know, again, you're up there. It's not for everybody, but when you're up there, you know, I mean, it's a very exclusive place. It's a, like I said, Chicago-inspired speakeasy. But yes, private in the sense that you're walking up and down the street of Clematis, and you just see the word closed. You don't really know what's going on.
You would never know it was there.
Someone's standing outside, and you know, if you don't have the password or know somebody, you know, that has the password, or someone that, you know. And again, I screen people too. I mean, I have people that walk up to the speakeasy I've never seen before, and I'll be like, "How did you get the password?" You know, and either you stay or you go. You know, it's just, and again, great environment. You know, it's like I said, it's an Al Capone inspired speakeasy. So that element, you have the private, but within that private speakeasy, you have what is the members, you know, club, social club. We're a 503c7. We're about to roll out our memberships starting tomorrow. Within the memberships, since we're a 503c7, it's all 100% write off. So if you've got money that, you know, you're trying to write off, well, hey, be a part of this awesome social club. You know, I mean, the perks behind or not, you just got there. Just it's a good way to, you know, write off anything. But the perks with it is obviously you don't need passwords to enter the place. You can bring as many guests as you want. You'll get a couple complimentary drinks. You know, 25% off your tab. Members also, if you want to have a happy hour or you want to have a holiday party or you want to have an event, we'll waive the rental fees to actually have the venue. So the venue is yours, basically. You know, all you have to worry about now is just paying for staff and, you know, do you want open bar or not, you know?
Do you have people flying in from other states that come?
Well, for birthdays and stuff, when we do events that entail like birthdays or, yes, there's been some private events where we've had people flying from other states come in, you know, because of whatever was going on. Yes. So those are the perks with that. I mean, as well as having a staff on retainer, basically. So you're a member, you want to have a happy hour, you call me, give me 24 hours notice. Okay, you're allowed in. We'll have staff ready to go, and you and 20, 30 of your friends can hang out and do happy hours. So
it's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, so it's pretty cool. You don't need the password to enter, and so within that we'll also have either, you know, monthly member events that you can come. We'll have some of the really high-end brands come in and do tastings and so forth. We don't provide food yet. Eventually we will. So those are the main perks that stand out. And obviously we've been also building relationships with the Ben Hotel, the Breakers. We're actually going to be doing it's okay. We're going to be doing the after party for the Ben Hotel for New Year's Eve.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so working out deals to where, you know, the membership that you get through us will also enable you to have perks with other locations.
Like
yes, because the clientele is the same kind of clientele. So why not have that kind of relationship? You know, we'll send you people, you send us the same thing. So I've been working on that. So it'll give the membership more value. I mean, it's valuable as it is. There's only going to be 100 memberships, only 10 corporate memberships. The corporate memberships are basically 4 memberships for the price of 3. You know, so
more like a company type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, when you make a club private like that, what's the screening? So, Joe Blow wants to be part of Speakeasy. What's the screening you do? What's the, say, qualifications besides the price? Forget the price. What's the screening that you do?
A lot of it has to do with what they do outside. You know, I mean, who they are as a person. You know, what charities are involved with. You know, what kind of influence do they have within the city as well. You know, those are the kind of people that we're looking for. We're going to have a founding fathers board. You know, that we're going to have like the first 5 people that are members. We'll have an actual say along with myself and a few other people. And then from there, yeah, that's kind of the way it is. It's kind of like a fraternity. You know, you got to unanimously get accepted. You know, it's got how it's got to be. You know, and bringing in the right people, because the right people are going to bring in, the
networking.
Correct. And we've been blessed. I mean, we've had a lot of private events. We've dealt with a lot of really influential, powerful people, all very interested in the speakeasy. And, we feel very confident with the 100 memberships that we're going to roll out. We're not expecting to sell all 100 right off the bat. But the good thing is, in the last 11 months, we've had a good gauge of people that have been coming into the speakeasy, whether it's once a month or, a couple times a week. And you start seeing the same right people. We have an idea of who we want to offer the membership to. And then once we get that out of the way, the remaining memberships, that's when you basically have that board that can then decide, are they the person that we want to be part of the 335.
So it'd be like a board vote, like any other company. You kind of vote on who. Now, are you prepared for when you deny people, like the kickback that you're probably going to get here and there?
No, not yet. Already? No
trolls yet?
No, but
they're coming, right?
Of course, it's going to happen. To be very selective. I mean, it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. The journey also being like managing the place. The pros is you're showing everybody a good time. I think the only con is that sometimes you have to be like the enforcer, like the bouncer, so to speak. When things within the hierarchy have to come to me, like if my security people need something, then I got to make that decision. Or, someone's disrespecting my staff and they happen to be a good friend of mine that just happen to get really hammered. I gotta be like,
this is business, buddy. There's nothing to do with you and I being buddies. This is business, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's been the only tough part of it. Making the decisions, making those hard decisions. Also scheduling. You got to make everybody happy. People got to make money. So that's you always gotta create something that everybody's happy, and you're not gonna get a complaint or a text immediately like, well, why am I only working 2 days? Why am I only working 3? It's just. I don't like dealing with any of it because I'm not used to dealing with any of that. I'm used to just here's what we're doing. We're running with it. If it is a problem, it's an ongoing problem, then fine. Let's find solutions to fix it. But to be that day-to-day enforcer, that's
How many days is it open?
Right now we're open Thursday through Saturday, occasionally on Sundays. I know as we get into the holidays, we're going to open it up possibly on Wednesdays as well. But Thursday through Saturdays is the core of our work schedule. Our goal too in the month of December is we're going to make this place into an incredible Christmas pop-up shop. Like it's going to be awesome. It's going to be decorated, fully decorated. I mean, the place, as you can see, with all the wood that we have.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, did you remodel all that, or was part of that there?
No, all of it was not there, minus the cement blocks. But
I don't
where's it
want to know the
located?
bill. On
this
that.
is right above the stuffed animal store, 335 Clematis Street.
Oh my God! Yeah, the stuffed animal store.
Yeah, you can't script it any better.
Yeah.
It's literally above the stuffed animal store.
No shit.
And people would walk in there thinking that that's how to get in if they've never been. And then of course they're told, no, it's right next door. It's within the same building, but we're just on the second floor.
That's awesome.
That is. And what's the website if you want to, fill out a form or to?
Well, right now the IG handle is Capone or 335 Capone Palm Beach.
Yeah, I saw, but you have a private.
Yeah.
So what you just?
Yeah, and then we're gonna have a website, and that website we're gonna give you like a code so that you can enter because everything's still exclusive. So we're still keeping that. The content even on Instagram still private. That's just the way it is. We've been wanting to keep it exclusive this whole time. With this particular speakeasy, you want to make sure that, there's only so much social media that you will want. If you post pictures, videos, great. But to have like a source of where to go to. I mean, with Instagram, we have it, but it's still private. But like you want to tag us, yeah, well, good luck. I mean, you can if I guess you can with Instagram, but on Facebook you can't check in.
I would highly recommend you turn comments off. Highly.
Yeah.
Because if it comes to that point where you have to throw somebody out for good or they don't meet the, it's a private club, right? You're spending a lot of money. Look what you did. So when there's just that person that doesn't meet the criteria, they'll just go fucking crazy on those comments on that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend you turn them off.
Can they use their phones?
Plus, you don't want that out there anyway.
Right.
It's private.
Can people use their phones while they're in there? Or is that something
Yeah.
you guys?
No, you can. Yeah.
And that's because you go through the screening where you're confident.
Yeah. I mean, the quality of people up there, I mean, it's a good crowd. I mean, again, this place has been been well taken care of. I mean, it's very nice. It's not banged up like most places are after a year. And it all goes back to the quality of people. We haven't had fights, thank God. We haven't had any kind of issues like that. People get drunk.
And how do you handle security in there? How many people do you have?
Well, we have security
security-wise?
downstairs. Next year we're gonna have one upstairs as well, but not necessarily really needed, But it's.
But you never you don't know. I mean, the way
True.
things are now. I mean, we're not New York or the places like that, but I mean, you see these guys just pounding some lady at the airport. $900 limit. You could steal whatever you want. This other guy I can't believe that guy got hit with fentanyl. And they just let him walk out.
That's
No bail. 100 pills of fentanyl. No bail. Walked right out. He's never going to show up for court. He's out.
never.
Walked right out. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge of the speakeasy is overall.
I mean, we've done a good job with brand awareness, quality of people. I guess really just, each month has been a record-setting month for us. So it's just keeping that going, really. Just
keeping the traction going.
keeping it going, just keep building that momentum, more sales, generating more and more and more. A speakeasy, depending on who you talk to, depending on the size. I mean, we're not that big of a space. I mean, yeah, we can accommodate about 125 people standing up, but when you sit them down, you can sit just maybe about like half of that. So if you run it like a real speakeasy, like how much revenue can you actually have? I mean, if a couple shows up and they're sitting there for 3-4 hours, I mean, how much are you really going to get out of them? It's not like they're coming in and saying, "Oh, I want 10 shots of Tito's or Casamigos or whatever." No, I mean, you can drink our expensive craft cocktails, but you're not going to drink like 10 of them yourself. So it's just constantly thinking of ways to generate more revenue than you already have, and we've been doing a good job, with utilizing the place as a place that you can rent out. You can do your buyouts for networking events, obviously holiday parties, birthday parties. I mean, so, those kind of events, obviously creating events as well. But those other events have seemed to be what's worked for us to give us the numbers that we need on a monthly basis, and putting together basically an equation.
I figured that would be the toughest part, because it's so cool that you keep it to 100. Nobody wants more than 100 people there. You go more than that, it's no longer private, right? It's like a mess. But then on the other end of that, you got to keep, you can't lose, right? So like you said, you have to find other ways to make up for only having 100 people in there downtown.
Yeah, I mean, on the nights that you don't have 100 and you have only 40, 50 people, and now you have more of a speakeasy feel, that's going to be hard to generate that kind of revenue. Especially if they're just there chilling, because that's why you go to one of these speakeasies, to chill. You're not going there to rage.
And that's why you're running it, because you're the event guy. That's what he's known as, the event guy.
Yes.
Anybody you talk to, and you're doing it. That's how you're doing, like, hey, give me a call 24 hours at open bar. It's a great way to get the revenue up. Just little shit like that adds up over time, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've doubled our revenue since January, the last 4 months.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Real hard.
I didn't think it was going to come around this fast. I thought it was going to be, I was going to be in the next year.
Especially with the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, a lot of people store on that COVID shit.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's all the way out of the woods.
Correct.
In people's head.
Yeah. I mean, and we also, and that's also, outside of me, I mean, the credit also goes to the staff that we have. I mean, we're pretty much 98% all ladies on the staff,
All right.
Staff.
Yeah.
So, I
Good
think
move.
our bar back is basically the only guy, and we have our girl bartenders, and so we brought in some good people. Caitlin's my bar manager, and she's done a phenomenal job. I mean, we took her from the bar and stole her from the bar.
Oh wow!
And she's been a great addition. Our numbers have gone up with her. I have this girl Danielle, who can just do anything pretty much. She's amazing.
That's the best. When you find a worker like that can pretty much fill all angles if needed.
Yeah,
you hold on.
She's very diverse, so she's great to work with. I've got Allie and Giselle, girls that can make drinks, and very good looking. They're all very beautiful. But yeah, between all four of them, and obviously, like I said, I had Caitlin, running the show when I'm not there, or she's created an incredible craft cocktail menu along with the other girls. It's enabled us to really, I put together a good team. I mean, I got all the pieces I can make it. I got a wide receiver, tight end, quarterback, and just
you got the whole shebang.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very blessed to have it, and you just got to call the plays and hope that it works. And when it does, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't, then hey, why did you throw it on fourth down?
Or why didn't you let Rodgers call his own play on fourth down instead of throwing a side pass and losing 15 yards? How about that?
Right. But I mean, I'm an easygoing. What I've learned, the great thing about one of the benefits that I've had being a manager outside of everything I do is that it has allowed me to open up and let people run with their ideas. I remember the first time I came on here, I told you that usually I was hands-on about everything. And I've had to kind of take a step back because I can't necessarily do it all or shouldn't do it all. I mean, if people have ideas, now that I have a group of people working with me, just see what they can do. Worst case scenario,
you got tired finally.
That's it.
Because you were micromanaging everything.
I'll be right there and make sure that you don't fall on your ass. Yeah. So I mean, in the end, you still have me as your insurance. But it's been fun seeing people run with their ideas, and it's worked out pretty well. I mean, our craft cocktails, I mean, I basically let Caitlin run with it. I mean, I never stepped in and said, oh, I don't like this drink. I don't like, no, it's all you. You run it. I trust you. It's what we brought you here for, and
you know what you're doing, right?
And when it pays off, it's awesome. It's a great feeling to know, okay, I entrusted someone to do something and they came through, and it goes back to who, it all comes back to the decision-making process.
And the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on that. Now
Thank
I'm going to make you tell me the Vegas story.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about the Vegas story.
So Josh turned 50, allegedly. Oh, man. God, there's so many stories.
40.
And, I mean, this is one of the best Vegas trips ever. And, I mean, I've been to Vegas. I've had my own Vegas, trips, birthday trips. But he did it right. All the right people were, like, he handpicked to be at this event. Were phenomenal, were outstanding. I mean, everybody just got along like.
Tell me something funny, like real funny, because he's a character.
Well, I mean, we had an awesome dinner. We went flying at night with the helicopters at night, which is pretty cool. So we stayed at the Resort World Hotel, and Josh would joke around and just be like, guys, if you guys don't have a girl to bring back to the after party here at the hotel, just don't even bother coming back. And we're like,
that's right. He's divorced now.
Yeah, he's divorced. So he's joking around saying,
he's living in gazillionaire land.
Yeah, it's like if you don't have anyone to bring back, just don't even bother coming to the after party. And some people were like, well, how are you gonna have an after party at a hotel? When we're you got to bring girls back, the clubs already speak for themselves. So how are you gonna get these girls to come back and party with you? Like, I mean, it's a big undertaking between a lot of guys, and lo and behold, or also, how are we gonna have ladies, at the table as well, at where we were at? I didn't realize how incredible the table we were gonna have. We literally were next to the DJ, and but I remember from my previous Vegas trips that your concierge. I mean, that's the guy. That's what you're paying him for. If he's the one that's going to make sure you have an awesome experience. He's going to bring all the hottest girls to your table. And I mean, luckily, all these girls were not prostitutes. Because I mean, I remember one year, like, I had someone taking care of our table, and next thing you know, there's like 20 girls around us. So I went to my concierge and I'm like, hey. Who are real girls and who aren't, because I don't want my friends taken to the cleaners unless they want to get taken to the cleaners.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Don't make them think that they're the shit, and then all of a sudden it's going to cost you $3,000. I mean, do you accept Bitcoin?
yeah. It's like,
it's
come here, baby. Yeah, I'll come back. And then as soon as you come back,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at the Zuku was the name of the place. And there you go. There's like all these hot ass girls, girls from the Cayman Islands, with Liverpool, they were just gorgeous. And luckily, we found the producer of Swedish House Mafia. He was there. We got him to play at the Penthouse, and we were able to bring everyone over. And I mean, it was nuts. I mean, this party was pretty sick. I mean, this was like 5 a.m, I guess.
And you're up all night.
Oh yeah. I mean. These girls can party. They can party. I mean, they definitely were on mushrooms. I'll tell you that right now. But I mean,
are they microdosing or on the mushroom?
Jesus, all I know is that they put me to sleep. But I mean, we had an amazing party, and our penthouse was like one of the sickest penthouses I've ever seen. I mean, this thing was just, it had like 9 bedrooms. The view of the city was just outrageous. But the fact that we had all these people. Now, I got really, really drunk at the end, really drunk. I was probably speaking Hebrew, Greek. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was just talking in tongue. But I was trying to get everybody out of the place. I don't know why. And I was trying to kick it. I was like, I'll cut the music. They'd be like, no, turn on the music. No, I'll cut the music. I'm like, no, turn on the music. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. But that was probably the craziest. I mean, it was the fact that, some of the guys did go to sleep because they had to catch flights the next day. When they woke up, and we're still people up, but that was probably, that whole night was awesome. Oh, and to backtrack, I was able to drink so much because that morning Josh had a couple doctors and nurses come in and give us IVs, and they gave us the full-on treatment. Like it was an IV with an IV and then something else. I mean, dude, you could drink whatever you wanted, but eventually that's going to catch up on you.
Did you get the NAD?
I think so.
The NAD.
I mean, I'm telling you, I was a machine. I was your welcoming committee at this table, and every beautiful girl that walked up, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Everyone was like, I don't know, they were all like robots. They were like, I'm like, would you like it? Can we do a shot? Not, oh sure, make me a drink. Or everyone wanted to do a shot. Well, guess what? They were going one-on-one with a great one. I was doing shot for shot with every girl, and eventually I'm saying to myself, all right, Vic, in 45 minutes, you might be feeling this, but you got the IVs in you, so we'll see, And then that's when, when by the time we got back to the hotel, I was like a 4-year-old, I guess. I just didn't, I just blacked out. I was kicking people out, telling them to leave. And then, like I said, it was just like that. But it was a lot of fun, But that was a source of what was keeping me going, was definitely the IVs, because you could just drink anything.
I've been studying that NAD, and I think you probably got an NAD boost. Now, when you got that IV, after it was done, did you feel flushed or anything at all? Did you feel anything at all?
In the beginning, I did not. I felt good. I was also breathing oxygen too. I gave this little thing to breathe.
Yeah, definitely.
In the beginning, it was kind of like, but then it was like, I had all this energy. I was able to, it was enough in me, just to keep going, and felt good. I had good source of energy. I felt really, really good. And I wasn't hungover the night before, so I barely did any drinking the night before. So to feel that, I wish I'd been really hungover to feel the effects. Like sometimes you can just do you can do the IVs without it. You don't have to necessarily be hungover. You can just need it because you're low on vitamins and stuff like that. So,
or to prep for what's coming up.
True. Or in this case, I prepped. This was, but I felt really, really good.
Now, what about the next morning? You got the IV. It sounds like if you felt like shit in the beginning of the IV, there's definitely NAD probably boosted.
Well, the next morning when I woke up, I didn't feel so bad.
It wasn't like
I didn't have a hangover. And I drank maybe 2 bottles of Casamigos by myself. Oh. Yeah, I drank a lot of tequila.
Ouch,
yeah,
tequila.
A lot. A Magnum was two bottles in one, probably. Yeah, so I drank a lot, and I woke up. I felt like someone beat the shit out of me, but after like 10 minutes, it was kind of like when you wake up and just that haziness when you're up. But then when I was able to brush that off, I went downstairs, was playing blackjack, just doing a few things, and just talking with whoever was still left, from the group, and then getting ready to, I did 2 fantasy football drafts that evening, and then I got on a flight and left.
I know that NAD shit is one of the
And normally I'd be so hungover, and I'd be just wanting to lay in bed and leave me alone, but it was just like.
In the American Journal of Medicine, they call it the fountain of youth. That NAD is the fountain of youth.
No kidding.
Yeah. If you look at like Brad Pitt, Stallone, all them, not only have they been on the HGH forever and everything else, but they're also on the NAD. That's what. Look at him. The fucking guys don't age.
Yeah.
Stallone was just on in the morning. He's playing a mob guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that new show, I want to see it.
Yeah. When's that come out?
I don't know. But
no, it just came out.
It
is out.
Just came out.
It came out Sunday, right?
Tulsa or something?
Yeah, something.
Tulsa, I think.
I gotta watch that. I bet
But I've heard from people he plays. It's a perfect role for him.
He was just in Philly. They showed him, and at first you're like, they were tight on him, like the camera, and he's walking. He walked over to the Rocky statue. So he was in Philly for some reason. I don't know for what, hanging out, but he goes, coming to see myself.
He's still a monster.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He said he still does his own stunts. They're like Sylvester because he broke his neck.
How old is he?
70-something, 72, 73, I think.
Well, the last movie he did with, was it either Transformer, whatever the last one he did where
the superhero one.
The superhero. He broke his neck.
No kidding.
And they're like, hey, Sylvester, maybe you should chill out with the stunts. Nope. He wants to do his own shit.
Wow. Awesome. He's a badass.
Yeah. And monster. He's still a beast.
Yeah, still a beast.
Him and fucking Tyson. Those two. Geez.
Isn't Tyson fighting again?
Yeah, he's going to fight Logan. And then I think he's going to keep fighting. I don't know, man. After we talked to Teddy,
Teddy Atlas. Yeah.
Yeah, Teddy Atlas, who was really with he met Tyson at 12. He started training him at 12.
Yeah, that was crazy when he said that.
12, 13, 14. The dads were like, is this kid really 13,
Right.
14? You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. And he could hit. But then they started training him, and he would always get nosebleeds. And then Cusamato and Teddy, you know, they taught him how to fight. You know, because he just was born with that power punch. But the rest, you gotta learn. And then after they, you know, dealt with him at an early age, he didn't get a bloody nose anymore, and so on and so forth. Now, people that you talk to in other states that do what you do, you know, the events like New York, what are they saying? Like, are they even having events out there?
They're so far behind us.
But are they even having them?
No, they are.
I would be
Not.
I would be so concerned to have it, because I would be like, I'm gonna get fucking robbed, and nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, they are doing things. You know, I mean, they're definitely doing things, but you know, it's despite everything that's happening, it is a lot of places are, you know, doing things normally, you know, without too many provisions.
Yeah, I had my boy Weston Boucher. Boucher. I always say it wrong. He was in, and he's in Cali, and he lives in San Diego. He said San Diego, totally different ball game. You know, open. There's not this mask thing, mandate. You go to LA, it was like a year ago. Same as a year ago or a year and a half ago. He said it's a mess.
I mean, I see a lot of people still wear masks. Yeah, even around here, people still wear masks. You know.
Can you pull up the member tab with all the events? So you got the Christmas party coming up. You always got all kinds of shit.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, tell me about the chambers. I didn't see that last time. This is new, right?
This is new. In fact, they're having a soft opening tonight, but this weekend it's a Japanese themed nightclub.
Your idea?
Huh?
Your idea, or you were
No.
to,
I mean, it's just the same
magic?
overall group of people that works with us.
Where's that at?
This is next to Myers Lounge,
Oh.
but it's amazing. I mean, the sound and light system. There's just nothing like it around town. I mean, you have to go probably to like live. I think it's just the lighting alone is better than it, but it's just amazing. I mean, what they've done. It's a VIP experience. I mean, every table is just VIP. They got to pick you from the crowd to get in. Very Studio 54 ideology. It's just an amazing venue. I mean, you're looking at mirrors up at the very top up there. That's the only idea that I gave these people that own it is the mirrors.
What's the website for this one? You don't have that up yet.
It is actually Club. It's just on Instagram. It's Club Chamber Palm Beach. Club Chamber PB.
Okay, cool.
But again, it opens tonight, soft opening, and then this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Just the lighting, the projectors that they have on each side, and also all the decor that they have is very expensive, high-end Japanese decor. And in front of the place is a Philly cheese shop. So you gotta you gotta go through the Philly cheese shop. There's a door, it's got this beautiful Asian decor out front in front of the door, and then if they let you in, you know, you got to go through a corridor of mirrors. So there's like 1,000 of you on each side.
Can you imagine being on mushrooms going through that?
And then once you're in, I mean, the lighting, the projections on each side, like that projectors, really high end, the resolution, everything. The sound system alone is more than the sound system and audio is more than the speakeasy of what it costs to put that together. So there's just nothing like it. Obviously, can't just blow the music like you'd want to, but because people could definitely.
You should go right down now to that cheesesteak place to say, hey, look, 20%.
That right?
20% of you're out, pal.
But
I'm just gonna buy your cheesesteak place.
But
it's cheesesteak.
It's opening, like I said, tonight. We're very excited. I'll be there in some capacity over the weekend.
Congratulations.
So yeah, that's happening tonight.
Yeah, we'll pull up that website before we end.
Bar crawl here that we're not doing in the metaverse just yet, but
not yet. So tell me about the bar crawl.
Friendsgiving. We got a bunch of different venues getting together on the biggest night of the year to go out before Thanksgiving, and these are all the bars associated with it, and people can go to that website. And you got the Speakeasy, you've got the Chamber, you got Bodega, Myers, Banco.
And we'll have all these in the description. So if you're flying into town, you have plenty of places to go.
I'm actually guest bartending for Forever Young Anti-Aging Solutions. So they are one of our long
I saw them
reigning
at,
sponsors.
Wheels, Wings, and Fashion.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So they've been with us since day one. Carlton Washington, he's done a phenomenal job doing this event, and it's for Kids for Distress. Each year, the goal is obviously it's like a toy drive that they do, and they want to make this event bigger and better with each year that they have, and also the goal is to have more attendees. More attendees also goes to being able to get more, translate to more gifts for kids as well. So this year there's going to be some more notable people behind the bar assisting. We're just to help out, So I'm going to be guest bartending. I used to bartend at Florida State. That's the extent of it. I mean, I can make regular drinks, but don't ask me to make craft cocktails.
Pour a little extra in there.
A Jack and Rock.
Yeah,
I got you.
I
right?
got you.
You want a tequila? I got you.
You start getting sophisticated on me.
That's a good thing, because can you imagine if like right now, say you have a household that makes $80,000 a year together. After taxes, what's that? 65 at most, right? You got 4 kids. How are you going to get 4 kids Christmas presents with, your mortgage is probably insane. And if it's not, maybe you got your house 15 years ago, your electric went up, your cable went up. Fucking Apple Family Plan went from $10.99 to $39.99.
Yeah, I mean it's everything's going.
So I mean, this is a great thing that you're doing.
I mean, you want to you want to go to the movies, just 2 people.
Yeah.
You're dropping $60 right off the bat. We have a Christmas crawl event. This is coming up December 10th. We're going to have about like 8 or 9 different venues involved. Scotch and Sharks is going to be the charity that's going to be receiving part of the proceeds for this event. This crawl will be kind of like the kind of crawls that we did during COVID, or like right when COVID was, like when we were getting out of it.
And sorry to interrupt you, I just want people to know, what's the charity for?
Scotch and Sharks.
And what is it?
So they basically are a group of guys that represent their nonprofit entity that actually help and raise money to donate to other nonprofits.
Okay, so they're not sharks.
Well,
I was just
they're awesome guys.
Yeah.
We just did a really awesome golf tournament, so
good for you.
So the part of the proceeds will go to them, and the event itself will, when you buy a ticket, you have access to like eight different locations.
Wow.
And most crawls, everybody goes from one bar to the next bar to the next bar, which at times can be a little overwhelming. If that number is above 100 people, 200, 300, then yeah, watch out. But in this case, kind of the way we're doing it is, after you check in, there's one bar that will have the contest for best dressed, but through the beginning and end of it, you kind of can go wherever you want to go. There's no time limit, because each place will have a complimentary drink or shot and a drink special, or just a drink special, or specials. So you can have a good time with your friends. You're not having to be like limited to one venue for a certain hour. You can just go at your own pace. I think that obviously helps out the venues make more money, when you do it that way. So you're drinking for a purpose. But this is, originally we did 12 bars at Christmas the first year, and this is before COVID. And obviously it's been different since, because of COVID. You haven't been able to do these kind of crawls the way you want them to do it. But it's been working out. We more and more the city's been doing their own bar crawls on their own. So if the city's doing it, they obviously are thinking, or doing something right.
You're making an impact. Yeah. And I think that's a good idea, because then people can go as they want. Like if they're at one bar, okay, they're sick of it, they want to move on.
Yeah, and this is before going back to the memberships.
Go back up
for the speakeasy. So these are basically what I had stated before, the perks. It talks about how we pay tribute to Al Capone, and then
it's definitely Al Capone style for sure.
Mm-hmm.
100% tax write-off, 25% off bar tab, 2 complimentary drinks upon arrival. That's got to be a big seller.
Yeah,
Corporate memberships. Yeah, it looks like you put a shit ton into that.
Yeah.
Cool looking. I like the look of it.
And what's not on there, obviously, is that you're exempt from passwords. I mean, your card allows you in as many guests as you want in. So, and obviously, the Wings, Wheels, and Fashion will know if it's going to be April 1st or 8th. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of work.
And then how'd you get in with Tito's? How'd that come about?
Tito's is now celebrating their 25 years. So
they've been around 25 years.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know.
But 25 years, but the last 11, 12 years, they really, that's when they made their impact here in Florida. At least I can't speak for all the other states, but now obviously Tito's is what it is. And, just was very fortunate to have known the right people at the time and really support their brand and help them out, and kind of like serve as an ambassador for a lot of things in many ways. I mean, there's a lot of nonprofits that reach out to me because they need products. So I'm able to go to Tito's and able to get the products, for them and make a difference for their foundations and so forth and raise them money. Also the events, just create a lot of awareness. So Tito's came on board, they wanted, like any group, they wanted a lot of awareness, and I was starting doing events, so I was pretty hungry. So I, sure, why not? The people that were at the time in charge, they would have, they would say, sure, we'll give you product, whatever you need. And so as long as you kind of reciprocate and make sure that you show all this awareness of the brand, which we did. I was doing a lot of fashion shows at the time. I haven't done many now because of COVID, but at the time I was doing a lot of shows with that, and I included Tito's and all that. I would set up my shows where it had a lot of exotic cars, and then kind of like Wings was a fashion, but you had a lot of exotic cars, and then of course a lot of different vendors and so forth. So Tito's worked. There you go, nice.
On cue.
But yeah, it's been a good relationship with them, and they've been very supportive of all the events we've done.
And what's a brand, like what exactly is a brand ambassador? What does that mean? I always hear that, I know a couple other guys that did that, but when somebody says I'm a brand, or you become a brand ambassador,
you're just like a liaison. They're coming to you. You're like the person that they can rely on if they need anything. Or for me, I would just say like an unofficial brand ambassador, because I work with a lot of nonprofits. So a lot of nonprofits come to me. They need product. They come to me and they know that given my relationships, I have a better chance of getting the event approved to receive product versus them going on their own and doing it. All I get out of it is just, hey, I've done a good deed. And hopefully good karma comes back to me, like I've been blessed to be getting. And these nonprofits, they do their events, they raise the money they're supposed to raise. It also makes Tito looks phenomenal and great because they're helping causes as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. Because you can go online and sign up and say you've got an event and submit all the paperwork, but you might not get approved. And it's not because they don't want to. It's just they may not know a lot about that charity or the foundation and so forth, or the event itself, or how legit is the event.
Yeah.
So now given my relationship with Tito's, I'm able to have that ability to go on behalf of the nonprofit and say, hey, this is the event that I'm associating with as well. I'll be present. Can you help us?
Good for you.
So it's worked out pretty well.
That networking you got. Phew. So for someone who's watching who is kind of in your field or just in general, how did you get so good at the networking?
When I was in fraternity at Florida State, I guess it just started there. I was just doing a lot of events then, and just meeting a lot of people, a lot of fundraisers. I was intern and I was, meeting a lot of people and constantly being in front of people and always trying to find the right people. And that really helped me out. And then, I didn't expect to be doing this again after I was selling insurance and still sell insurance.
Still do that too?
I try to do it all. But the good thing is, with that, when I came in and to start doing, working with Polo, that, being around the right people, that venue, that sport in itself, the people that comprised, the attendees and so forth, it made it very, easy for me to talk to anyone. Here, Vic, I need you to meet so-and-so. I need you to meet so-and-so. And it just, every Sunday you're in front of different people and they know somebody that knows somebody. And then of course, if you're able to really help them, then that's where the referrals kick in, and referral being, just, hey, can you help this person out and so forth. And, and I've been very blessed just to build the network.
So what would you say is the biggest key to your success in networking? Because I see, like, if I go to the meat market, I'm like, oh, there's Vic. I'm like, how does this guy even have time? You're there for like an hour or two, but
the key is to, stay true to your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. You're working with brands, so you better do. If you're going to tell someone that you're going to do it, you better do it. You can't just say, oh, let's see if what can happen. You know, I've gotten older, and I can tell people, well, I don't think I can do this for you now. I just can't, you know, timing isn't where you know, it should be where I could help you. So, but at least I'm honest. You know, I'm telling you the truth.
You're not lying to them.
Yeah, I can probably give you somebody else that can help you. You know, and I'll put you in a text thread, and let's hope that it works. You know, but I feel that that's for you know, for what's been working for me is just being honest about things, and just just building a good relationship.
When did you start hearing about Tito's?
Oh God. Well, my nickname in high school was Tito, and not because of the vodka. Just that was the nickname my Spanish teacher gave me. I don't know, but I know one thing. Tito's. What I find amazing about them is, think about this. They've done so well marketing themselves that when you go to get a drink, right, vodka and water, or vodka and tonic, or whatever, vodka and whatever. Now you say Tito's and water, Tito's and that. Tito's became it's vodka, but that's what people say. Think about it. When you hear it all the time, Tito's and this. If not, it's just a regular vodka, and it's all the other brands of whatever vodka they have.
Yeah.
But Tito's has done such a great job with that. I hear it all the time. Tito's. I'm like, man, those motherfuckers did a great
They
job.
marketed
that.
like hell.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I was like, everybody's Tito's.
Tito's. Everybody still says it. Tito's and that. Tito's
Everything
and
was Tito's.
So.
And they've done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Can you pull up his Instagram for the chamber? Because what is it again, Vic?
It's a Club Chamber PB.
Club Chamber PB.
And that's a picture of of
The lighting there?
Yeah.
How do you get that to shoot down like that? Just an angle, right?
It's pretty sick.
That's probably a real pain in the ass to put in.
And those two red on the walls, those are projecting walls.
All right, yeah. So take us through this here, Vic.
So right now, basically, this has just been promos leading up to what they're doing. There's nothing showing any pictures. In fact, it doesn't matter now that we're showcasing that picture, because once we air this, obviously it'll already open. But this is just the promo to get people excited about what's coming. But that one picture that I showed you, that is, those lights move. They go all over the place.
That's cool.
It's crazy. It's next level lighting and audio. There's nothing like it around here. Like, even when level people see this, not level, when 11 people see this, you know, this is like the way, this is the way it's going to go with technology as far as how clubs need to be. The DJ booth alone is a DJ's wet dream in regards to what it needs to look like, spacing and everything. So
now, how long did that take to build all that lighting and everything else? Like, how long was that build out?
Oh man, at least 4 or 5 months.
That's not too bad. I thought it would have been longer.
No, I mean, it may have been, but that's what it felt. At least 5-6 months probably.
Now, back to the wings, wheels, and fashion. What was it with Eventbrite? Just the fees and everything. I think that is the best move you made, to put it on the website, because then it just goes right through you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you guys,
you're just giving money away. You know, I mean, it's a source of revenue that, you know, you can either take and then reinvest in the event itself, use it to give back to the nonprofits, depending on how the events go. But again, it's just revenue that you didn't have before, that you're just giving it to Eventbrite. Like, we gave Eventbrite $10K this past year. If we're trying to shoot for $1 million, now $1 million, when I say $1 million, not just in tickets, but also sponsorships, right? Of course, then after that, you take away what it cost. But still, the dollar amount that we want to raise just on ticket sales, if we hit that number, let's just say we knock it out of the park. I mean, we're standing to give Eventbrite over $30,000. Why give it to them? You know, that's just ridiculous. So why not, you know, we use it, in-house it, and then, you know, there you got nonprofits that stand more money to gain. We can obviously invest more in the event, because this event is not going to be cheap. You're talking potentially 2 hangars. That's one alone is a lot of money. 2, but so if you got to find ways to, you know, generate that extra, you know, revenue to support the event, or else, if the sponsorships don't absorb it, then it falls on the ticket sales. Back to what we first talked about. So,
which I would think the sponsor's going to know that.
Yeah.
So,
but listen, if you have, you know, you have a budget of what the event's going to cost, you know, and if you don't raise enough dollars from the sponsorships, or you fall short of that number, then it's got to come out of the ticket sales, you know, before it comes out of us, you know, and if you're gonna go that direction, obviously, as far as growing the event, you know, what is one area that we are not doing a good job of, and that's really just controlling where all the revenue is going. And Eventbrite is taking a nice little chunk, and that chunk will grow, and who knows, maybe next year they'll add more inflation to those charges, and if they naturally double, then now you're looking at it like
60, 90, 100K to them.
So,
just to what? Buy
correct.
a ticket? And all you need is what, a merchant?
And I give credit to other groups that have done a phenomenal job over the years, that they run it through themselves, through their own websites. We should have been doing it with everything, to be honest with you, but after seeing, and I had called it this year. I told our guys, hey, we need to run it through our own page. We need to do it. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. But when they saw what the number was, I was like, I told you guys. I mean, and it is what it is. But now we know. I mean, it's not the end of the day, but
Well, what's the benefit of even running it through them, other than having to have a merchant?
It's just a third party. They do a beautiful job of collecting the data, which, that's the thing, though. Eventbrite gets to keep that data, too. So not only do they create folders for you, but they're also
keeping it, too, for their own mailing list.
Correct.
Too. Yeah.
So now we're at a point where, we were able to do 1,047 people. We don't need Eventbrite. We can do it ourselves.
They're not marketing for you, right?
No. I mean, they'll post a few things, but they'll send an email to certain people like, hey, this is what's going around your area. But we can do that ourselves. We can geo fence an area and market the hell out of it.
And you and I both know when you see email from Eventbrite, you just go right past it, or Ticketmaster, whatever. If you want to go to something, you're going to look for it. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Now, if you send an email like you said with a campaign, and you put like a good title, you're gonna. I think personally, you'd have a better chance of getting that click to open it, buy a ticket than Eventbrite, because you're going to be like, oh, Eventbrite again. Okay, don't care, don't want to go to a concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
just where I think it's hugely beneficial for you to do it by yourself for all of this.
Yeah. So we're happy. We're finally making it happen. It's like I said, next week we'll be announcing, when it goes on sale and the actual date itself. So.
And can you break down what happened to me? Because I still have not gotten a clear answer. What happened with GoFundMe? But all that mess, and now, whenever somebody wants to do GoFundMe or they want to go do the other thing to have a company, everybody's like, can you break down, or do you know exactly what happened with GoFundMe?
No, I mean, well, depending on who you talk to,
that's what I'm saying. I have no.
It's some people have had a good experience and other people have not. So it really, I don't know, because I've never set one up myself. I've seen a lot of friends. I've talked to friends that successfully were able to, get the money that they've raised and so forth. Others had to deal with a lot of problems getting that money. So I don't really.
Yeah, but didn't somebody get hacked out of 90 million or?
Yeah. Well, that's saying, that's what I'm saying. Like you weren't able to get your money for reasons of,
Weird. Can you Google that and try to figure out what that is? Why? Ask Victor how in the hell he manages his time.
I mean, because we've never had to use. I've never used an event or done an event where we've had to use GoFundMe. I mean, that's
not your thing. Yeah, no. I know. I just thought maybe you know.
No.
But while he Googles that, so how do you manage your time?
Right now,
I need help with managing my time.
This is the busiest time of year for me right now.
I didn't know you were doing insurance too. Jeez.
Yeah, this is really the busiest time of year.
So how do you do it all? Just good people around you, but nobody's dependable. How do you do 9 different major things? I mean, that phone's got to be going off 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, it's going off.
How many hours do you sleep at night? How many hours do you sleep at night?
I still do my 4.5, 5.
That's where you're at?
Yeah.
So what'd you say before? You go to bed at 3, 4, get up at 8?
Yeah.
Same schedule.
That's rough. Sometimes a little earlier than that, so it depends. But if I get up at 6, 7, that's it. I'm not going. For the most part, I'm not going back to sleep. I'm up. It's hard for me to crash unless I'm just super, super tired.
Yep.
But besides that, but I mean it's just try to put in a few hours here, a few hours there. I try to stay ahead, and I try to be 2 weeks ahead. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It varies. Some projects are more time consuming than others, but I try to make it work.
What about relationship? Were you dating somebody last time you were in here?
No.
I thought you were.
No, we joked around about it and did that.
We joked around about it. Yeah,
was the first time I think. Yeah, but no, it's been really busy. I mean, I hate to use that excuse.
It's not really an excuse, dude. You're doing 5, 6 events at a clip. however many clubs, crawls, how you gonna have a relationship and be a part of it?
Yeah, and to be fully emotionally invested in it.
You can't.
You know,
You're sleeping 3 hours, 4 hours a night, and that's because you need the other 20 to get done what you need to get done.
It can be hard this time of year, especially this time of year, because of all the overlapping. This is like the month and a half where everything overlaps. All the accounts that I represent overlap each other, plus insurance. It's a lot to deal with. I mean, after January, it's still busy mode, but not as busy. The month of December is November and December. It's super, super busy.
But your non-busy mode is still extremely busy mode for
I always joke around and tell people my 60% is usually most people 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you can, instead of 20 hours of work when you have 18, that's non-busy for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it probably would just be a nightmare to have any type
These
of
past couple of
relationship.
days, I've actually been enjoying myself, believe it or not, because I know what's ahead. I know exactly what, the schedule is going to be like. So I've managed to free some time and just whether hang out with family or hang out with friends I haven't seen in a while, but just kind of like enjoy myself now because I know what's coming. And then once you have that like no life mode,
Yeah.
I mean, next week actually be, still kind of not as busy, but not as busy because you have that Thanksgiving Day to kind of like chill. And next week in general isn't as demanding. It's not like people want to meet with you, but they also have, they got their lives going on. And, so if they don't see you by Tuesday, then, we'll see you next week. Great.
Perfect.
I love a week like next week. But then after that, it's go time all the way because Christmas, New Year's, you got to work.
And then you got Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So
I know you always do big stuff for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's just ongoing. So Thanksgiving, you can take a step back, and I'll use that time to try to catch up on my work. A lot of the work that I've been pushing back, I'll take those days to kind of like catch up and then get ready. And then
Because then after Thanksgiving, you're caught up, and now you have another 3 months to get behind to catch up after probably Valentine's Day. You have
when the season's over
until Easter. Yeah.
When the season's over, basically.
No, not Easter because you might have the Wingsville in fashion
Right.
around there.
Let's see what happens with that.
You find anything on
it just talks about scams between people sending them fraudulent accounts, and there's not really nothing about.
Yeah, they buried that.
I don't see it.
They buried that to the moon. Did you try it through Google?
Yeah.
Not just Brave. No?
Too much fraud these days.
They just buried
Everything.
They
Fraud.
Buried the
What's
shit.
what's the Thanksgiving's a couple days away? What's the favorite dish on Thanksgiving? What's your favorite dish?
I just like turkey.
Is it
Yeah.
turkey?
Stuffing for me.
Stuffing.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I actually like the red shit. What's that called?
Cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I like the actual cranberry.
Oh,
I never
but the
thought-
homemade one, not the jelly one that comes.
No,
out
no,
like a
no,
fucking
not
bottle.
not that one. That's
Now, do
gonna
you
make cancer for years.
bake the turkey or
Ooh.
boil the turkey, or do you
Oh.
do the deep fry?
Well, now I do nothing. I either order it, from somewhere really good, or whatever. But when my mom was around, it was
Bacon.
2 days of baking,
Yeah.
and somehow on Thanksgiving there's still pasta when my mom.
I
was
never
around.
had the
Fucking pasta,
I've been-
turkey.
for all these years, I want to try the deep fried where they drop it in. Have you had it?
I've had it.
Good, better, or what do you like better?
I mean, I like the traditional way better, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, the fried, I don't have a problem with it. I eat it, but I won't eat as much of it.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that I'm not in food comas, obviously, like I would be with the traditional.
I had a friend. I wasn't there. He's in Pennsylvania a couple of years ago. He almost set his house on fire because you're not supposed to put it in like I guess frozen. I don't know how it works, but whatever. But he had it too close to the house. When you put it in, the fucking oil just shot up, almost cut the house on fire.
Oh yeah, do you see what happened to Jay Leno?
Yeah, he got his face. What exactly happened? But I think he burned his face.
Yeah, he. I believe it was either
It was
the
far, wasn't it?
Ferrari or the
Yeah.
McLaren, and there was a gas leak and just flamed him.
Wow.
But he's loaded. He'll look
Yeah, he's-
He'll look younger.
Yeah, he'll look younger. He'll look younger as could be.
Yeah, he's got all the resources. He's got like 40 cars. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got it.
Who plays Thanksgiving Day?
Oh, that's good. I think
That's a good question. I
Cowboy,
don't
like,
know.
yeah, here, I'll-
We
Well,
got
definitely the Cowboys, definitely Detroit Lions.
Cowboys look good.
Yeah.
They do. I thought they were gonna have a problem.
The Packers usually play, but it's always the Cowboys. Cowboys definitely one team for sure.
And Lions. Lions.
Yeah,
always
Detroit.
play.
Yeah, Detroit also.
I miss Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I know New Orleans played the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Barry Sanders too.
Yeah. It'd probably be who is it, Rob?
You got at 12:30 airing on CBS. You have
Okay, Rob. Dude.
Bills at Lions.
Shoot that up here.
Hold on, because there's a whole bunch of shit on here.
Oh.
Bills at Lions, and then Giants at Cowboys.
Ooh.
And then at night,
Giants are coming right.
Patriots at Vikings. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good card there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good card.
Who's your picks?
First game is the Bills.
Bills at Lions.
Bills.
Yeah, they're gonna crush them.
Yeah.
And
Second
then
game.
You got Giants at Cowboys.
We own that stadium. Giants.
All right, going Giants. All right. And then Patriots at Vikings.
Ooh,
That's a tough one.
that's a toughie.
That is tough. Patriots have been playing better too.
Yeah.
Belichick.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna take the
Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, I think that would be the upset one. I mean, if the Vikings are still one loss there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vikings have been having a good year, but I like
Yeah.
the Pats.
We'll see our picks and then you come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Did you get into UFC?
I did. This last card was amazing.
Yeah.
That last card was crazy.
That was great.
God.
As I'm having a lot of UFC
Did you
guys
see
in.
Poirier was bleeding his
Oh my
brains out. How they let that fight go on was
I was
amazing.
shocked. Yeah.
Beyond me, but
Yeah.
but
Sometimes they call it right. Sometimes they don't. Like the one guy, I thought he was gonna. I mean, he was up.
Which
I can't remember his name, but it was a good call. It was a good call. And then after he lost, he came out with a fucking some fur jacket that's $1 gazillion watch. And you know what I'm talking about?
is he the one that took the shot to the head, the knee to the head?
No. He was up and he got a bunch of calf kicks early. So, and he had said, he's like, the guy got me, and the guy just got him. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's gonna drive me nuts. Anyway, well, after it, he came out. It's the first time I've seen Brilliant anything like that. He came out after the fight and he said, "Look, he got me. He got me. He gave me great calf kicks, but I mean, he came out in about 2 million in watches and in clothes."
Which have you seen Conor McGregor recently?
No.
Oh boy,
Yoked.
no, he's not.
I'm telling
Pull
you.
him up.
Yes, I gotta show you.
How
this
big?
before he's go here.
How big is he? Has he gotten fat or is he
I
muscle?
haven't seen.
No, added weight.
I wonder about that leg though. I mean, you're walking into a sport. You know what they're going to go for right
Oh
away.
yeah, I mean,
That's never
he's
going to.
been so lucky.
I mean, he's
with
got the
injuries.
money, so I don't know. But he, of course, he's going to come back, make more money. I mean, everybody's going to pay for that for him to come back. But in that vicious of a sport,
Look at him on the right. Look at him. Let me blow it up a little.
Whoa.
Bit if I can here. Yeah.
wow,
Whoa.
doesn't even look like him.
And I think he looks better. His face is filled in, but dude, he is huge. Look at his thighs. Look at that.
Jesus.
I mean, they're still pretty big there, I guess. But look at the change in his look at his chest and here. He's
Good God.
I think he gained, like they said, almost like 30 pounds. I want to say.
Wow.
If that leg holds up, and it healed all the way, which early on, it kind of looked like he went a little bit too quick. But if he looks like that and that leg's good,
Yeah.
who the fuck is going to beat him?
Dude, that's just sick.
Yeah, packed on several pounds. It says. I heard it was like 20. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, easily.
Now, do you think if his leg healed right and he looks like that, do you think anybody can beat him? I mean, I'm just starting to. At first, I didn't like it. I thought it was just too vicious, and I used to be a boxer. But now I'm like learning the scoring and all that other stuff. And it's actually, I really like it now. But like that, I mean, fuck. I mean, they kick him in the calf. Like those guys are professionals.
Yeah.
How's he going to avoid that?
He's got to have to do a better job grappling,
And then
taking people down,
And then the other question,
using
is,
the upper body strength.
even if he went to Germany and got the best of the best, is it healed like it was before? Like, does that make it?
So.
What do you think, Rob?
That's interesting. It says
Why?
McGregor, however, will have to re-enter the United States Anti-Doping Agency's testing pool
Huh.
for a minimum of 6 months before he can fight again. So I guess he'll probably wait. Because I'm telling you, man, I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely juicing.
He's on something
yeah,
very, very
he
good.
is juicing. That definitely is not eating your
So
spinach.
he'll wait till that's done, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, look at nothing in me."
Yeah,
It's pretty vascular.
Yeah.
yeah, that is just.
I would say maybe until the vascularity, and not that just the vascularity.
his
I don't
face
know.
just doesn't even look the same.
Yeah,
It's
he
just
filled in. He filled in.
All right, big. So go through everything you got going on. We'll have it all in the description.
Yeah.
So you got the Wheels, Wings, and Fashion. Maybe sometime
Before
April
Easter,
1st, before Easter.
Definitely before Easter.
Yep, and then all the other stuff, if you can remember it all.
Yeah, it's a lot. You want me to go for all that?
Yeah.
We got the soft opening tonight of Chamber Palm Beach. That's going to be awesome. Then opening weekend, Friday and Saturday. We've got the Friendsgiving bar crawl next Wednesday at 5 different venues. You got Chamber, Myers, Bodega, Banco Cantina. We have the Christmas crawl benefiting Scotch and Sharks in December 10th. Polo season starts January 1st, 17 Sundays at the New Now National Polo Center. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, a lot of perks going through me versus going through the website. Obviously, the speakeasy, the memberships are being rolled out this weekend. So we've got, we're going to take this place to another level, write another beautiful chapter.
And not to interrupt you, but if you're around here, or maybe not even around here, if you want to become part of the speakeasy, you would do it through Instagram?
Yeah, correct. You can message me, correct. You want to be a member and you're not around here all the time, it's still a tax write-off. So if you're looking for places or you're looking for something or, an organization to, you just need the write-off, really. I mean, we're the right people for you.
And because it's a private club, if you get too hammered, you'll send them the receipt after the next day.
Yeah.
Right? So you can still write it off, right?
Right.
So, use that as a marketing move.
Yeah. So, so we have that. And then, of course, you have, obviously, the
get hammered for free.
There you go. And then you also have, obviously, Wings, Wheels, and Fashion. So that is going to be a really, really big event. A lot of work that's going to go into that. And like I said, it's going to either happen April 1st or 8th. And, it's just unfortunate that, Easter just happens to fall right there. Like, really?
And congratulations on the Tito's. That's big, man. Always doing something.
Great group.
And always a pleasure.
It's good to be here.
You can't leave without the Hulk Hogan.
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm going to pick up Andre the Giant from the grave and body slam him.
Nobody does it better. You win the award. I'm going to have a plaque for you next time.
Oh, man.
It will all be in the description. Check out Spotify. When the settings pop up, just hit the fucking settings button. Make sure data saver's off. I don't know why they're in 1920, but hopefully they change that when they overhaul. But it will be on there a lot quicker than you think.
Sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the video.
Thanks for your time. I know you're a busy, man. It's always fun. Always fun for me.
Always a good time being here.
You came in at like episode
way early.
Like way early, like 30.
It's amazing seeing how you guys have grown.
Thanks for always, coming in. And anytime you got anything, doors always open.
Yeah, love it.
All right, family. Shout out to Josh, Grant, all the cool people that you've introduced me to. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
To make sure I thanked you for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Means a lot.
All right, buddy. See you next time, Rock.
Yep.
Hogan, Victor, whatever your name is.